guess we probably should.
See if you need to be up loud or anything. Does it sound good?
Yeah,
Sounds good.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
No. I'm pretty quiet, but I mean, I could probably pull a little closer. I mean, maybe it's fine there.
Yeah.
Check my level. Check your level.
There you go.
Hey.
Great.
Good now?
Yeah.
Now we sound good. All righty.
All right, there we go.
All right. Hi, everyone. This is Interviews with Everyday People. I'm sitting here with the band Light Up the Moon, or is it Light Up Moon?
Light up the...
Light Up the Moon.
No moon, just light up the... No, actually, light up the moon.
Rob Hampton, and I didn't get your first name.
It's all right. It's Joe Acor.
What's the last name?
Acor.
Acor?
You got it.
Are you from the area originally, or?
I'm from Bloomsburg.
Bloomsburg, okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not Schuylkill County, but you're
Right.
you're Pennsylvania.
Close enough.
You're close.
Close enough.
I love Bloomsburg. I had a good time there. We just went to the theater, the Bloomsburg Theater Ensemble.
Heck yeah. Yeah.
They do really cool stuff there. My friend Nikolai helps out there, and he works in Bloomsburg, and he's like, "Yo, you got to come see a play there." And they did this whole play about like this kid with autism, and it was like the way they did the stage production and the lights and the sound. It was like you could like it made you feel like what it would be like to suffer or have autism.
Oh, really?
Sure.
Yeah, like the way like when the kid would have like his stim, like where he gets over like stimulated, they would like put a squeal into one speaker and then jack the other speaker up, and they'd play Psycho Killer's bass line, boom, boom,
Wow.
boom, and they would just like, and then there's people walking around and lights flashing, and you're like, what the hell's going? I'm like,
That's wild.
yeah, it was really really cool. And they had this whole thing where like he was walking, and they had like Google Maps, and then like this it would project and then turn down every time he turned a corner. Like the theater they did, how they hit it was awesome.
That's really
Wow,
cool.
that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
That's
but
cool.
Bloomsburg's a good time. But we're going to do a quick intro here. If you guys like what you hear, obviously, or you want to help this podcast grow, we do have a donation tab in the link below. Everything that we're going to talk about in this podcast, their Facebook page, where they can find where you want to go see shows, that'll all be in this description below as well. And like I said, we have shows coming every week. This will air on Friday. But you guys, it doesn't make nothing to you because you're watching it on Friday. And go check out August 24th, our show Skookstock. It's going to be really cool. A lot of local bands. One of the reasons why I got even into this project was Rob here. I started dabbling a little bit and trying to put some shows together in the area. And Rob was the one of my main influences and showed me and taught me some stuff.
Shucks.
Because we sat and talked one day, and we both had a passion to make something happen in the area with local music scenes. But there's a lot of obstacles in that.
Oh, it's not easy.
It's not easy at all.
Everybody thinks it is from the outside.
Yeah,
trust me.
yeah.
The whole band thing in general, like, oh, you're in a band, you go play cool places, it's great. No, it's work.
No, you got to put work in. It doesn't just come to you. And I think that's what a lot of people need to realize when they do the music scene. You got to put your work in. You just can't sit back and let it come to you. And the ones who do put the work in are the ones who are successful.
Yeah, definitely.
So you've been in a lot of bands.
A few
A few hundred, right?
few hundred, not a few hundred.
At least two.
No.
I've got to play with some pretty cool guys. but
Yeah. One of our local bands that, everyone talks about. I always like the pioneers, or the ones who were like kind of paved the way for a long time there. It's Pop-Tart Monkeys.
I had to bring that up already.
Yeah. You were in Gas Station for a while,
Gas Station Disco.
and
yeah.
then now you're in Light. I'm sure there's more in there between.
Well, I was in a band with Bishop.
Oh yeah,
I was in two bands at Bishop. Me and Bishop had
Monster Party.
Rise Phoenix Rise first, and then Monster Party.
Yeah, I've never seen Monster Party, but I heard awesome stuff.
Yeah, and of course, Crazy Randy Scholes, he was the singer of that band, so
Yeah,
you could imagine what the show was like.
Easy Randy.
I love Randy. I can't wait for him to come home.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you ever seen the interview I did with him?
No, I saw the one with Danger.
Oh my, I love Danger to death. He is such a cool dude, man.
He is.
And he's actually come home for Skookstock. He's gonna do some filming and stuff, so I'm really excited to see him.
That's cool.
But Randy, on the way to the show, he's like to do this. He calls me. He's like, "Hey, I'm on my way from Philly. I'll be there in like an hour and a half. By the way, I'm bringing cats." And hung up the phone. I was like, "Awesome! I have a dog who I don't know how this is gonna work out." Well, he said kittens, and then hung up the phone. And he showed up. I opened the door, and Randy walks in with a huge box full of kittens.
From Ohio. He brought that from Ohio.
Yeah, well, was it Detroit? They're Detroit, then Ohio.
I think they were living in the studio. I'm not sure where the studio was in Ohio or Detroit.
Yeah.
I mean, he lives in 12 cities at one time.
Yeah, so I guess when Fate's Got a Driver was making their last album, there's a stray cat, they call it the whore cat, and it came and got it was pregnant, and it gave birth to these kittens, and then after like they were old enough, the mom cat was like later and dipped, and then left all these kittens with the band, and then he was just driving them back to Pennsylvania to find homes.
Oh, that's incredible.
So he just showed up at my house with a box of cats and like, let's do a podcast, and there's cats jumping everywhere, they're running around the house.
Yeah,
I did think I did see that.
I did see that one.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember that.
It was, and that's a rant. I mean, you can't get any more randy than that. Like, I'm just gonna show up at your house unexpected, like expected, but I'm gonna throw a curveball and bring a box full of kittens, and I don't care how you're prepared for it.
Yeah.
I love the guy to death. Now, were you always in the music scene in Bloomsburg?
Sure. Bloomsburg, Hazleton area and stuff like that. So I've been around since I was like 17 doing music.
Awesome.
He did the whole original thing for years. He just toured.
Yeah. This is actually my first cover band.
Oh, yeah?
Light Up the Moon is the first cover band I've ever been in. And it's great because I actually make money now.
Mm-hmm.
Versus back then just going for, like we were talking earlier,
Yeah.
just going for basically paying to play everywhere we play.
Yeah.
Hope people sell tickets.
What type of like what were the bands that you were in?
There was a ton. The two that actually did things was one of them was Between the Two.
Okay.
That our bassist Brooke and we were in, and his brother, and then the other one was called The Movement. We did a lot down in like Allentown. We used to sell out the Crocodile Rock, the downstairs.
What genre?
So that's a good question. Between the Two was more like not heavy metal, but it was more rock. It was heavier. Movement was very electronic pop. Very
Okay.
Our keyboardist at the time, he was a master at programming, just so he did all the electronic stuff for us, and his stuff was way ahead of its time. Like, it would probably go over really well now.
Yeah.
Back in 2009,
people weren't into it.
People weren't ready. They
Yeah.
weren't ready.
They weren't ready for it.
But
how was the adjustment going from an original band to cover?
it was interesting, and actually, so like on our last tour, we were out on our tour. We were out for like 8 weeks or something like that, and my wife called me a weekend. She called me a weekend. She's like, "I'm pregnant." I'm like, "Cool. Well, I guess I'm done with this." So we finished out the 8 weeks. I came home, quit the band, got myself a big boy job, and I quit for 7 years. I hadn't done music at all.
Yeah.
I write here and there, record some of my own stuff and stuff, but basically so coming back into this it was exciting to get back into music, but all at the same time it was very different. Satisfying to get paid.
Yeah.
Finally, but yeah.
Is there was the song selection was it tough? Because I know like you guys cover a little bit of everything.
No.
See, I like what you guys play, but then again, my musical range is like this.
Well, sure,
you know what I
sure.
mean? Like,
Yeah,
you guys do a really cool like Backstreet Boys cover in the one melody, and like a lot of it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's still it's poppy, but you just put a rock twist to it. So it's like a rock. It's the best way to describe it is if you went to go see any pop band or rap or hip hop or anything like that live, 90% of the time they're all playing with a band anyway.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it actually sounds 100 times better than what you're listening to on the radio because they're playing with a real band. Your band kind of replicates that.
Yeah.
So
sweet.
that's
Thank you.
what I like about it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
I mean, honestly, when we sat down at first, it was kind of like, we're only going to play 4 or 5 shows a month, and we're going to play places that will pay a lot of money, and, that's what we're going to do. And then, like a year in, we're doing 3 or 4 nights a week. But the good thing is like every one of us, him and actually, he plays a lot of acoustic stuff when we're not playing, but he probably banks more a week than anybody working a real job, just doing music what he loves. So, but if he isn't playing full band, he's playing acoustics, or our bass player is playing acoustic. Like, they all do something. Like, and I actually love it. Like, if I want a weekend off, I just make sure I book them like a trio acoustic somewhere, and I take the weekend off.
Yeah.
It's great.
When you do acoustics, is it cover acoustics or the original?
Yeah, I actually try and throw not a lot, but I'll throw like a couple songs in a set
Nice.
of our originals, but it's all covers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Awesome. And is that mostly in like the Bloomsburg area?
No.
He wishes.
I wish.
But
Gosh.
Because you don't have to go so super far.
Yeah. So we usually do. I mean, we'll do Cape May, occasionally in Berwick, and I haven't actually played in of all the times that I've played. I've never played in Bloomsburg.
Really?
Living in Bloomsburg, I mean, I've lived 20 minutes outside of Bloomsburg. I live in Bloomsburg now, but I've never actually played in Bloomsburg.
Gotta figure that out.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So I mean, I usually travel. Acoustic gigs are usually about anywhere from. Actually, it's a wide range. Just like 30 minutes to like 3 hours away.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
What are some of the? I know you guys don't really do too much locally because it comes back to that hassle of trying to get stuff done locally. But like casino wise, do you guys play casinos around here or?
Well, we do all the PA casinos pretty much. We do Meadows and Rivers in Pittsburgh. We do Mohegan, Wilkes-Barre. We just played, Mohegan this past weekend, and then like 2 weeks we're at Sands Casino, which isn't Sands anymore. It's called Wind Creek. They bought out the Bethlehem Sands. They bought that, and
it's really nice too.
Yeah,
I don't really like the one. Did you guys play in the like when you first walk in? There's like a bar, like a really tiny bar with it's all red with a stage there.
That's the one.
It's called Molten Lounge.
Yeah, that one it's good, but I mean you can't put anyone in there. It's so tiny because there's all the tables and like the booths. Like so, most of the people are on the casino floor watching in.
That's basically what it.
Yeah,
we're like background music down there. It's like
well, not really though.
Well, somewhat.
Hold on.
When I was there, the dance floor was packed for there was a cover band there, and this is not me bashing this cover band, but like they were good. But I've heard cover bands in our area that are a lot better.
Yeah.
Like even when we went to Harrisburg, I seen a cover band there, and I was like, every band in our areas was better than these, and they were good. But I said I've heard better.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'm sure they're making crazy. Like that's why I always tell like the bands in our area like, there's more out there. Like if you just like put yourself like.
Well, that's what people don't realize. Like when we actually put this together, it was like we're doing this for the money, and play places that pay $2,000, $3,000 a night. I mean, we play for less than that, but like somebody calls us and wants to pay $1,000. I mean, but he could go do an acoustic show and make more money playing by himself than to go out for the band to do $1,000 gig.
Mm-hmm.
But so it's like for me, it's best of both worlds. I get time off. If they want time off, they can take it. But if they say I want this weekend off, I'm like, all right. But if I want a weekend off, I do most of the bookings. So I'll be like, oh yeah, that weekend I want it off. Coincidentally, only thing available was these acoustic shows for the rest of you guys.
I tried so hard to get the full band. Just couldn't make it happen.
They didn't want a drummer. They said the acoustics in the room didn't work.
Didn't work.
That goes against everything too. Like they always joke around. They said never let the drummer in charge of anything, and you're doing it all.
I don't know what we're doing.
hey.
No, actually, I'll be honest. Without this guy, I mean, we wouldn't.
Oh, 100%. Rob is a workworkhorse, and he definitely works his ass off.
That's what I'm saying.
And you are allowed to curse here. Just
Oh, really?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh.
Yeah, if you want to say fuck, you can go for it.
I'm not a cursor. Oh man, see that happened.
It
You
does.
just reminded me about that.
Don't worry about it. It happens.
Scared me a little bit through this microphone. I'm not gonna lie.
I remember like the Rock Band video games, like the loading screens were like never let the drummer handle the money, never let they always pick on the drummer.
Yeah, he does it all.
Yeah, but you
I know a lot of bands where the drummer runs the show, does all the money, books all the shows. So. I only started doing it because most guitar players and singers are more worried about girls than they are about money.
Mm-hmm.
Drummers are always what it is drummers are smart. They're like, girls are cool and stuff, but money is money. If you have a lot of money, you get everything else you want in life.
Yeah.
That's not true though. It doesn't make you happy.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It does help though. But
I've been broke and I've had money, and I'm a lot happier.
With money. Yeah. Money doesn't buy happiness.
Yeah.
But you've never been broke.
Yeah.
But it doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt. You're right. What are if someone were to come to a show, what can they expect when it comes music wise? We talked a little bit about it, but like what's some of the songs in the set list?
It's crazy because we have such a wide variety depending on where we are. Like with the casino stuff, you definitely have to do a mixture because the first set you're playing the 50, 60, 70-year-old people, and then the last set you're playing the millennials. So it's like you got to know how to gauge it. Like you're not going to do Sweet Caroline at the end of the night, although that works everywhere.
It works everywhere. Yeah, that's a closer.
Yeah,
that's like lob it in. I'm putting this one out of the park.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, it's okay.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it's. I mean, honestly, we play the songs every single night, and I couldn't tell you what's on the list. But like, we try and do a lot of boy band stuff because that's like the 2000s. That whole era is coming back pretty hard right now. So like that, like occasional 80s here and there, but for the most part, it's like 2000s and up. A lot of basically top 40.
Yeah.
A lot of pop, a lot of junk like that. So.
Do you guys keep it fresh too? Like, do you guys like listen to the top 40 just stations and say, "Oh, this is what's trending now. We should probably learn it and throw it in our set list"?
Yes, we try.
Yeah, I mean, definitely like the newer, like something comes out that's like so huge, like
Old Town Road.
we're fighting that one, but I think we might have to.
Dude, I love it.
Well, when
I love it.
25, 30 people a night beg us to play it, we're like, maybe we should.
It's such a. It's when I first heard it, I was like, man, I hate everything about this. And then I listened to it, and I listened to it again, and I was like, I like it. I don't know, I like it. And then the best part about it is I'm not a huge country guy, and I think the reason I don't like country as much is because I think everyone sounds the same. Like if you put a country radio station on, and just don't pay attention for 2 hours, you have no idea where one song ends and the next one begins. It just runs together. Yeah. But when that one comes on, you're like, oh, all right, this is something here. And I just think the fact that it's a black guy, and he's openly gay, and he's the number one country artist in the country.
That's all right.
It's awesome because country fans are like, well, that doesn't count. I'm like, no, it does. It definitely counts. So I can't wait for the award season to come to see how many awards he probably doesn't win at the CMT award when he should.
Yeah.
It's the number one. I think they said it now surpassed the longest number one song, I think, in history, or something like that. It's something that being number one a certain period of time. It's like it just broke a record. It might be because it might be the longest country song as number one in the national charts or something. But it's doing amazing. I like Billy Ray Cyrus's verse.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, he's a great songwriter and all that, so I get that. But and it's hook. It's got a hook. It's got a great hook. Everybody can get on board with it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you could say bad things about music that's out there. Like, I mean, I run to people all the time. Like, the music today is garbage. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I think there's beauty in everything. Like, I mean, some of the songs that are out now are so like they're still really catchy. Granted, like one of my favorite artists, Post Malone.
I love Post Malone.
His songs are super simple. Like, basically, like third grade lyrics, but when he sings them, he sings with passion. Yeah, and you can't help but like when you listen, you're just like you're hooked. And he's such a nice guy.
The thing I like about Post is not only is he like he's good and he makes, like you said, very simple but meaningful songs, but he's also a very talented musician. If you can put a guitar in his hand, he can play, he can shred. And my problem with a lot, especially with the hip hop right now, it just seems to me there's lack of substance. Like when you hear someone sing a song, there's only a handful of artists out there that when they sing a song, you're like, man, they really meant that shit. Like they wrote those lyrics and that meant something. Post Malone to me gets that feeling every time.
Absolutely.
I'm not a big fan of Beyonce. I don't get it from Beyonce because she doesn't write any of her shit anyway. So like when I hear Beyonce, yes, it's catchy, but it doesn't seem like it came from anywhere. Like you hear Pink. Here's a song from Pink, and you're like, wow, like she wrote that from, like that came from somewhere. You know what I mean? Like Lady Gaga, that came from somewhere. Adele, Sam Smith, like all those pop stars. Like
Sam Smith is great.
Yeah, unbelievable. Like there's good stuff out there, but you got to kind of look for it.
That's just it. There's a lot of junk, and if you're a complainer, then you'll find something to complain about. If you're an optimist, you're going to find the good mixed in with all the crap. If you're a pessimist, you're going to find the bad mixed in with all the good. You know what I mean? It's like you're going to pick out what you're looking for.
Yeah.
That's what
I'm a huge double standard to that rule too. Like, oh, the songs have no substance, and that's why I don't like them. But I could put Steel Panther on for fucking 8 hours, and all they were like, let's make a fart joke. Cool, put it into a song, write an awesome solo, and we're off to the races.
Did you just go see them? Where were they at?
They were just up in Sherman, but it was like a Thursday night, and I do a show Thursday, and I was like, I can't go there and then make work the next day because it'd just be out of control.
My buddy Joe Lutz went up, and I saw a bunch of photos from it.
That would have been the 4th time I seen them if I would have went.
Nice.
I love Steel Panther. Last Soul cover band. That's pretty much how they started. They were a cover band, except they took it to the next level where they put the wigs on and the tight pants and did it. And then they're like, oh, let's make some songs with it and have some fun. Their whole last tour that I seen them, all they did was original. They did like their hits but most of it was all covers, and it
Yeah.
was awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're a good time.
Well, people fail to realize that most original bands that have made it big
All started as cover bands.
started as cover
Yeah.
bands. So, yeah. And people always thought, we'll never play covers. I'm like, well, hopefully you get lucky enough that an A&R rep breaks down in front of your practice place, hears you playing that great new song, and goes and knocks on the door and says, I'm A&R. That's about your only chance of getting a deal if you're just playing originals. But it is what it is.
Or if you have a lot of local support.
Yeah.
Sure.
If you get a good away behind you and people...
It takes one good song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. You just
Yep.
gotta,
I actually was just listening to an interview, the drummer from Foo Fighters,
Okay.
Taylor.
Taylor Hawkins?
Yeah,
Taylor
that's
Hawkins.
it. Yeah, they were talking about stuff, and one guy asked him, like, "What's your advice if you want to give advice to kids in a band? They're an original band. They want to either learn how to write songs or whatever. Just get better at songwriting, do all this other stuff. Like, what's your advice to them?" And he goes, "Start a cover band. It's like you'll never learn about yourself in music until you learn about other people's music."
Mm-hmm.
So
That's something I tell people too, like, especially for me, like, I like doing podcasts. I'm really into podcasts. I want to obviously get better as an interviewer. I want to get better in these aspects. So what I do is I listen to a lot of interviews, like Howard Stern, Joe Rogan, podcasts where they talk to people and
I
they,
love Joe Rogan.
and that's and they I don't try to, but I don't mimic, but I definitely pull stuff out, like, oh, I see why they went with that question, like stuff like that. Like, if you're in a band, don't just go to your shows. If you're off on a weekend, go see somebody else, because you might pull something out of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We were last summer, so in the summer, a lot of times we'll do, like, if we play Atlantic City and then the next day we're in Cape May, Cape May's not far from Atlantic City, so we'll stay in Atlantic City and we'll go to, like, they have a lot of bands during the day in Atlantic City, and we always walk away going, that was really cool what they did, we should do something similar.
Mm-hmm.
You learn. I mean, that's just it. I remember the first time I ever signed with an agent was when we were in Pop Tart Monkeys. This guy came on, he's like, hey, we want to do this. First thing he did is put us all in a van and drove us to a Mr. Green Jeans show and made us watch the band, and he made us take notes as we watched Mr. Green Jeans, and we're like, see what they do, and you need to do that. And, we listened, and then we got sued. That was one of the reasons that Pop Tart was so popular, but that advice, like, you have mentors and you learn stuff and then you pull it in. But if you have a narrow view on things, man, like, I'm just playing originals, I'm not doing, then you're never going anywhere. You have to open your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? No matter what. You don't have to be in a cover band you don't want to be, but at least open your mind to the idea.
Yeah. It doesn't hurt to put a couple in your set, I don't think. I mean, if that's not what you're into, then obviously don't do it. But when you go to a show and you can definitely see the shows that people stick around for. Like, if you have a following, they're going to come for your show.
Yeah.
If you don't, and people are there to see if you were booked with, let's say, Bad Maggie and your original band, and Bad Maggie plays first and then you go on second, most people are probably going to be like, oh, I came for what I hear. Like, I wanted to dance, I wanted to hear, like, sing along with songs.
Yep.
And then your average crowd will be like, oh, time to go now. I don't know what they're playing, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Me, I'd stick around because I just like music and I like to hear those gems and find songs I like. But it's tough. It's tough, especially in this area.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Who were some bands, either locally or in general, just inspired you to pick up instruments and do what you do?
Well, I would say so. I started out as a bassist, actually.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first band I've ever been a singer in, so I've never sang before. So as far as singing goes, who cares? I don't know. But I started out as a bassist, and the reason I started out, and don't judge, was No Doubt, their Tragic Kingdom album.
That's awesome.
Came out in 95 or something like
I
that.
love Gwen Stefani.
Right, so I'm 12 years old. I hear this album, I'm like, that bassist. I was like, that's it. I was like, I asked for a bass for Christmas that year. I said, I'm going to play all those songs. So I literally got the bass that year, front to back, listened to the album, learned every single song, learned how to play it, and I was like, okay, I'm a bassist now.
That'd be an awesome song as a dude singer to cover, because I don't think people would expect it, like Don't Sleep.
Oh,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, I like when people like mix it up like that. Like they do a cover of a song that's normally done by a female or a girl sing. Like you hear girls do it a lot where they cover a song by a guy,
sure,
but not many guys go out of their comfort zone and do a song by a girl. But I think No Doubt or TLC Waterfalls would be awesome done by a dude.
Yeah, I actually always loved that. We used to play Waterfalls in Gas Station Disco.
Yeah.
and it wasn't good.
It's a cool bass line.
But yeah, it wasn't good at all. But people loved it, and I would just track most of it so that we really weren't playing a whole lot, and we like I just run the track and we throw some stuff in there, and people were like, that sounded exactly like it. I was like, yeah, because I tracked it. We have the best keyboard player in the country. He never makes a mistake. It's called a Roland.
Yeah, but there's so many good No Doubt songs. I always gravitated like those. That was my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's an amazing voice, and I swear I don't believe in vampires, but people should look into Gwen Stefani.
Oh yeah,
she doesn't age.
Yeah, I know.
She does not age. She still looks like she's 18 years old.
Speaking of, we just redid I Want to Dance with Somebody.
Yeah, it wasn't No Doubt, but
Whitney Houston.
Oh,
we have yet to put it out.
Yeah, we had yet to put it out.
Put it out yet. We didn't do that.
Have you guys ever thought about going the route of like having like a guy like Danger record videos and then you guys put them on YouTube?
Yeah, well, he's done a few for us. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like covers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we did. Yeah, he did. Well, we remade a song from the '70s that a lot of people don't know, but it was just like a really. It was actually considered the top riff of the 1970s. It was
Baker Street.
Baker
is the
Street.
Song.
Mm-hmm.
But Jerry Rafferty.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
been in a couple of movies, but you'd have to be. You'd almost have to be grown up.
I probably know it to hear it, but just
yeah,
hearing
it's
the
the
title.
saxophone. That's all you need. It's a
big saxophone thing.
Because like, well, who is it? I really like their originals are really good too, and I think especially going back to the cover and original band, this band gets a lot of attention for doing covers, and then people like, well, let me hear what else they do, and they listen to the originals, and they're like, they're more open to listen to your originals because you hit them with a couple covers. But Small Town Titans, they'll put out not Bohemian Rhapsody, Fat Bottom Girls. They'll throw out. I'm trying to think of some covers. The Mr. Grinch one they did that 2 million people watched on YouTube. And then I'm one of them. I'm like, I like their covers. Yeah. And then you go on their album, and their album is for the most part all originals. And you listen to him like, he has a good voice. Like I like what he does, and it opens people up to your artist and what you want to do. I think they're doing really smart.
Yeah, I mean, not that I know anything more than any person does, but like if I was to give advice to anybody, I would be like, if you have to just keep putting content out.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at Drake and Post Malone and, even like Travis Scott, like there's something new. I mean, if they go a month without putting something new out, that's rare.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really the way that's where we're at.
Post does something where he won't even put an album out, but he'll just jump on a feature with somebody else just so people hear his voice.
Who was it? Somebody just announced that they're no longer going to put records out. They're just putting singles out one after another. They're only going to put an actual album out. I can't remember what it is, but I don't think it was Drake.
Oh, I thought it was.
That sounds like a Drake move.
I thought it was Drake.
Maybe it was Drake.
Post just said his new album's done.
Yeah.
And then there's rumors that this is going to be his last hip-hop album.
Well, I know he wants to do a country record.
Yeah.
I've seen interviews where
I heard he wants to do country or folk, and then I heard he wants to start a metal band.
Nice.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's insane. Yeah, he's insane.
And then everyone's pissed. They're like, oh, you use hip-hop to get popular, and now you're going to leave it. Like, he just open-minded musically.
Yeah, listen, man, I don't know. We live in a world of nothing but complainers. I mean, really, honestly.
Everyone just has something.
Everybody
find
has
a way to break
complainer.
something down.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. That guy over there is doing good. What can I complain about?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The reason he's doing good because he doesn't complain.
Mm-hmm.
But Post, I mean, I'd buy any. If he did a jazz record, I'd buy it.
Yeah.
Just to hear it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. One of my favorite hip-hop guys that like kind of crossed over. He did stuff with bands. I'm a huge I like Travis McCoy, but everyone calls him Travie from Gym Class Heroes.
Oh yeah,
dude, he just did a feature song with Train. He did like a hit, he did like a little verse with Train. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that dude. Like when I heard the first couple albums by Gym Class Heroes, I was like, holy shit! I think they're right about my life. Like I just connected with the lyrics. I was like, this is awesome. And then they took a huge break because he got really addicted to like different pills, and I think it might have been heroin. But I think he's clean now, and he's trying to. But that's a band like Gym Class Heroes. He said, I won't make an album, but I'll tour the country every single day of the year if you let me. Like he just loves being on the road.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and he was thinking Katy Perry at one time.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't follow.
The Cupid's Chokehold video had Katy Perry in it. Like,
oh, okay.
Yeah. And then they broke up, and then he was like, fuck it. He just did his own thing. But I really like that band. I haven't seen them live yet, though. But, yeah. But so you said No Doubt was one of your first influences?
Yeah. I started with them.
Mm-hmm.
Collective Soul. I was a huge Collective Soul fan, and back in the day, I still like all their stuff. I mean, just the way the guy wrote, just like a lot of his lyrics, even like musically, I just love just the entire structure and just the way he would feed, like the guitars would feed off the. I don't even know how to explain it. Just almost like an orchestra, basically. Just the way everything fit together. Like, oh, it's just beautiful.
Yeah, when that record came out, I mean, that's the thing about Collective Soul. Like, you can't dispute. It's the fact that when they came on the radio, you knew it was Collective Soul.
Yeah,
right, it was them.
They just had such a unique sound. Like nowadays, and I love the music that's out now, but it's like if you turn it on, like there's even times I'll turn on stuff now where I'll be like, is this the new Post Malone song? Because everybody's trying to sound like Post Malone now. So like everything kind of has that whole like Post Malone feel, and I'm like, this doesn't have the. I could tell because when he sings, he feels it, and you're like, doesn't have that, so it must not be. But everybody's trying to sound like Post.
Yeah, I that's you're going back to Collective Soul. Like that was one of the bands where the band's name hit what they were trying to do as a band as well. Yeah, they're just like you said, very iconic. Like they have that sound and they stick with it. What about you? Who are some of the growing up some influences?
It's kind of crazy. Like when I first started, so I grew up around country. My dad was a country artist. He did a lot of stuff in Nashville. He actually did some stuff on the show Hee Haw way back before I was around. But we so I kind of grew up. I was in the studio, and basically what it was is like when I was 12 years old, they're asking me to play, just straight beats for country records and stuff like that.
Just stay in the pocket.
Just stay in the pocket. Just play the same beat over and over again. And, but so it got to a point where I despised country because I just grew up. It was all everywhere in my household. And my dad was always in the studio, and I was always in the studio while he was recording country stuff. And I was like, I hate this stuff. So like I grew up, and he would like make me. He brought his drummer in to show me how to play drums. Because like, Dad, I want to play drums. Oh, good. Dave will come over and start teaching you. So he comes over and he puts the Bee Gees on. So there I am playing like straight like drum beats to the Bee Gees, and I'm like, this is better than country. Yeah, at least it's better than country. So like
get a little looser.
Yeah, but I think when of course, like the band that probably at first set me and like, oh wow, I want to do this was Kiss.
Kiss.
Yeah, and the funny thing is like, it's so weird. The stuff that I loved growing up, I don't even listen to. I can't I can listen to Kiss now and I'll be like, oh, this reminds me of like this and that. But for the most part, like my favorite stuff is like always find something that's really good that's out now that I love. And like I'm now a Post Malone fan. Like there's stuff that comes out. There's also I can't think off the top of my head. There's a guy. Oh man, I can't remember his name, but really everything he comes out with is gold. And there's a lot of great guys on that, but I don't listen to the stuff I grew up on at all. Yeah. I mean,
my dad was a DJ, so he used to play like block parties, and this is before they even put bands in block parties. Like it was always a DJ. Like shout out to block party. Tonight's DJ TB. That was his call name. And I remember growing up, I'm like, man, I hate all this music. It was like I didn't like it. And then I was into music, but I wasn't. The only thing I remember, like as a kid, that I was like, I can listen to this all day long. Like I was a Michael Jackson fan. Like,
sure.
Yeah, I would put MTV on and wait all day long for a Michael Jackson song to come on. And then there was a few songs that like caught my attention. I remember as a kid, only because the music videos were cool. And the first one was "Take on Me." Because the music video was all animated.
So cool, yeah.
Like he gets pulled into the grocery store, and it's an awesome video. Weezer just did a really good cover of it. I don't know if you heard it.
I haven't. No.
Weezer just put out a whole cover album.
Really?
Yes.
See, I had to check that. I love Ed Sheeran's new album.
I didn't hear it yet.
Oh my god, every song is like the one he did with Chance the rapper.
Yeah.
Oh man,
really good.
It's like one of my favorite songs.
Ed Sheeran's a beast. Yeah. He's really good. But yeah, Weezer just put a whole album out of covers. They had Africa.
I've heard that.
And actually, Weird Al Yankovic is in it with him.
Nice.
He plays, I think, the keyboard or whatever. But he does something in it, and he was in their music video. They did "Take on Me." They did "No Scrubs" by TLC.
Oh. Wow.
There's a few of them on there, but it's Weezer. Like, and they didn't make it a Weezer. They literally covered it as if they tried to do it exactly like it was done in the studio. Right. I think that's awesome. But so I remember like listening to music, and that was like my stuff. And then my dad's like, well, all right, we're gonna start like get you. And my mom was really into pop, so like Rod Stewart and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, I didn't really bite on that either. And then the first band he put on, I was like, I fucking love this. It was two of them, AC/DC and Aerosmith. I could listen to them all day long. Like my first album, I was like, I want to buy this album. I want you to buy it for me. And it was Aerosmith Big Ones and AC/DC Back in Black were my two first albums.
Awesome.
And then middle school, high school, I got into the punk emo stuff.
Yeah, of course.
And that's still like I can't get rid of that. That's part of me. I can't get like this. I call it sad boy music. I can't get like that's why I love Randy's band. Like I could listen to that from front to back all day long. But my Blink-182 was like the Blink-182 and Linkin Park were the first two bands where I was like I went out and found my own bands I was into. Like they were my first two.
That's great.
What's really funny about Linkin Park, I went to the arena in Wilkes-Barre to see. I don't even remember who I went to see, and there was this kid like handing cassette tapes out, and it was the first. It was like Linkin Park. I can't. Whatever.
The Hybrid Theory.
Yeah, it was the first single they ever had though.
Crawling.
Was it? No, it was way before that. I think.
No, Crawling was their like Crawling.
No,
I thought that was their first song.
I'm about to break. What's that?
Oh, Everything You Say to Me. One step closer.
That's it.
One step, yeah.
So it was a cassette.
Let's do the whole chorus and stuff.
We'll get it eventually.
I'm terrible. Like I'll look at the set list and I'll be like, wait, what song is that?
I am horrible. Like I cannot sing to save my life. I cannot play an instrument to save my life. But I can remember lyrics. Like if I would remember my schoolwork, like I can remember lyrics, I'd be in Harvard. I just like latch on the lyrics.
I don't understand. Like I have a hard time with lyrics. He'll tell you. I don't even sing many songs, but I never sing them right. Like he's got to remember like 50 songs. I got like 4, and I screw up the lyrics, and he never screws up a friggin' lyric.
Do you cheat and have monitors or anything?
No. I wish. No, actually, it's one thing my brain's really good at. I always tell my wife that there's 2 things my brain is incredible at. One is sex. I mean, I remember that. Anything to do with that is great.
And making up stories.
Making up stories. Come on. The other is music. Anything that has to come with music. If I'm like one of those. If I listen to music, I'll listen to a song. If we're trying to learn it, I'll listen to it on the way to practice. Like we'll go and rehearse it. So I'll listen to it 2 or 3 times on the way, and I'll get there and be like, yeah, I got it. Never heard the song before.
It's one of the words he doesn't practice.
Can you just listen to it and retain the lyrics that way? Or like when I used to try to remember lyrics, I'd go on like YouTube and I pull up lyric videos. Yep.
And then you just see it.
Yeah.
You just see it. Yep.
In your head, you're like, it's like a karaoke machine in your brain.
Yep.
And it just like rips through.
I wish that worked for me. I tried it.
What's one song that you're proud of that you learned that you didn't think you were going to be able to?
Oh gosh, I don't even know.
Vocally or bass player wise? I mean, he's an insane bass player.
He pretends to know what he's doing. Yeah.
Are you a finger plus?
Oh, I have finger. Yeah. I used to use the pick. But yeah, I just.
I watched this one dude. I don't know how he does it, but he switches from pick to pluck. Like he tucks it in his like he'll be picking and then switch it and then start playing with his 2 fingers, and he has the pick tucked.
That's cool.
And then like start doing the slap and then pull the pick back out and start picking again.
Nice.
It's a video on YouTube. I did watch. I'm like, that's fucking incredible.
That's incredible.
But I like the rap lyrics. I remember I learned like this one rap song just because I thought it'd be funny to learn it. Like I don't know, just like an old Eminem one.
Yeah.
Like front to back. I was like, I can't believe I learned the lyric, and it's like one of those lyrics that's still stuck in my brain. Like if it comes on the radio, like, how the fuck do you know that? I'm like,
amazing.
There's many nights watching YouTube lyric videos for no reason.
Well, it's funny. I remember lyrics to stuff I sang 10, 12 years ago. Because I think back then I had brain cells.
Yeah.
So like I remember them. Now it's like I can't even learn stuff that's not like I don't. It's crazy. I'll be in a car driving and I'll be like rapping like in the end like there's no business, and I'll be like get to a show and be like, hey, can you do the rap for in the end? And I'm like, I'll just start.
That's one thing I just put because it was the anniversary of his passing, Chester.
Right.
And on the way home from work, I was like, man, I'm gonna put on the Hybrid Theory and listen to it the whole way home, and just like all of Mike Chioda's lyrics, I was just like right off the top of my head just going through them all, like holy shit, I can't believe I remember that.
Awesome.
Like it just like hit. But I was actually Blink-182 and Linkin Park they did 2 shows. Well, they were going to do 2 shows. One was in Brooklyn at the Brooklyn, the big one in Brooklyn, the Barclay, I don't remember. Yeah. They were going to do one there, and they were going to do one in Hershey. And we bought tickets. I was like, dude, this is like my dream. The 2 bands that I was obsessed with are going to play together. We bought the tickets. The show was on a Friday night. Chester tragically killed himself on Tuesday before the show. I was like, oh my god, like I was bummed to lose him, but like I was that close
Yeah.
to seeing my two favorite bands play live. Yeah, I want. It's crazy, man. Depression's a real thing. Like you can be loved by millions, you can touch so many lives, but still feel alone. Like it's a fucked up thing. I always say, man, if that's something you're going through, get help. Talk to people. Don't just stew on it, because you'll lose every time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And you know, going through that personally for a long, long time. Like I would listen to his lyrics, and I was like, man, I can relate to this. And it never even dawned on me like he's going through it too.
Right.
And he was. If you now that he's gone and you go back and listen to his lyrics, like wow, he was fucking asking for help.
Yeah.
Like he was
absolutely.
legit putting it out there. You know.
Yeah.
He was a beautiful dude. Like beautiful music, and just like even when they did their collaboration with Jay-Z. That shit was awesome.
Yeah.
The Hybrid Theory and the Jay-Z album was awesome. But so so you just finished up playing kind of locally at the Mohican. When's the next time you're going to be in our neck of the woods again?
We are at Mohican, or we're at.
Don't look at me. I don't.
He just shows up.
I just show up.
I say Sands Casino Bethlehem, but now it's
Wind Creek.
Wind Creek.
Wind
now.
Creek.
So we're down there again. I think it's the next local, because in the summertime we're at the beach.
Yeah.
Like like Secrets in Oak City, Maryland. We're playing there 3 times this month alone.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So like we're always down there like Cape May.
I like how you guys are doing live videos on Facebook. I think that's really smart.
Yeah, we've been trying to bring, like, we have a couple people that come out. Our buddy Gary's been coming out and filming, doing like the Facebook Live thing, and that's cool. But I'm trying to think. This week we're in Morgantown, West Virginia, and then we're doing a private thing in Bloomsburg.
Right, we're actually at Hogs Hollow on the 10th.
Yeah, we are playing Hogs on August 10th.
So you're playing private in Bloomsburg.
A private party on Bloomsburg.
There you go. You made it.
Yeah.
You're in Bloomsburg.
I made it. There you go. Holy cow.
Full circle.
I'm there.
Yeah, but he fails to tell you it's friends of his.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's I next time you're like Sands or something that's like let me know. I want to definitely come out.
What's closer, Sands or Berwick?
They're both pretty.
Oh yeah,
they're both the same.
Yeah, both the same.
Sands
Probably from here, but Sands is
Wind Creek.
Wind Creek. It's a Thursday, like whatever next to last week, because we do.
Yeah, it's not.
We're going
next
to
week, it's the
we
week
go to
after.
Ohio the next to last week, but we're only out there for like 3 or 4 days, and then we come back. We play.
Well,
It's on a Thursday though. It's on
is it?
Thursday, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure, we're at Thursday, then Friday, Saturday, and then we go to Myrtle Beach for a week.
What has been some of the favorite places you like to play?
Well, there's a little island off the coast, like in the middle of the Great Lakes. You take it's like a 30-minute ferry right out. It's called Put-in Bay, Ohio.
So you load all the equipment on a ferry.
No, it actually stays
everything.
on the van. We just put the van on
We
the ferry.
Oh, okay.
We drive on the ferry. And when you're actually on the island, I could be wrong. They always tell you on the island, like right now you're actually closer to Canada than you are in the United States. But that island, Put-in Bay, it's a 2 mile by 2 mile island with 27 places to drink.
That's awesome.
So if you do the math, or even think about it, it's a crazy, crazy place to be.
If you're on the island, you can't do the math.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Well,
Yeah,
I always
just
say,
do it.
if you remember the island, you weren't there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's usually how it works out. Yeah.
It's crazy. Like
It
that.
gets everybody. Everybody gets. I've taken people out there that were the people that could drink me under the table, and the whole way out they'd be bragging, and then by 10 o'clock at night they're throwing up all over themselves.
Really?
Yeah, because they drink from 6 a.m. to 6. It's just 24 hours a day of drinking. There's literally somewhere you can get a beer probably 20 of the 24 hours.
Really?
And people, so people drink all day, go back to their hotel, sleep for an hour or two, shower, and come back out and start drinking again.
That's probably awesome for music.
Oh, it's great, because I mean, we went out there and did sometimes we do like 2 shows in a day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I mean, money's great, but then I say really good for me, because we do all these shows, make a lot of money, and Joe's so hoarse that he can't talk, so we don't have to listen to him talk.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah.
So when I'm booking the shows, I'm like, sure you don't want us to do 3 in one day?
There was an old article I read in this one bar in Monty City, and it was kind of like this. Monty City and Shenandoah are only like a mile or two, they're not very long.
Right.
But it said at one point in time, during the coal mining days, that Monty City was the #1 drinking capital in the United States. and
Wow.
the way they compared it was the population to the number of bar rooms. I don't remember the exact number of bar rooms, but they said if you were to start on the east end of town and have one beer, just on the main drag, that's not
Yeah.
even counting the side streets, and that's just Center Street. If you would have one beer in every bar and start at the east end, you would never make it to the west end because you wouldn't be able to walk.
Wow.
And they said that the population between bars of people was so unbalanced that it was named the number one drinking capital in the United States.
Wow.
And number 2 in the United States was Shenandoah. So 2 Schuylkill County towns were the number 1 and number 2.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And this was like during the coal mining boom. Like it was just like there was that many bar rooms in
Yeah.
that town.
Well, I grew up in Berwick, and all they have in Berwick is bars and churches.
And
That's it.
and is meth still big in Berwick?
Well, they actually
It was for a while.
it was there. I mean,
It's like Breaking Bad up in there.
yeah, it was bad. There was shirts all over. Like you go to Berwick, and there's vendors on the street corner that said "Don't meth with Berwick." You know, these shirts were everywhere. So what they did is they actually got a big grant from the government. They bought up every house that they thought a drug dealer lived, and they bought them, and then they threw everybody out, and they demolished them all, and they built all new homes. So
I'm smart.
yeah.
I remember like every other week they're like, we found a meth lab in Walmart's parking lot.
Well, no, you know how they found them? In the summertime, they would take a helicopter, they'd fly around Berwick, and if there was smoke coming out the chimney in the summer, there'd be no reason for that because it's summer. They knew that the reason that was because they were burning. There was a meth lab.
They actually took steps to
Yeah.
to stop it.
They did. They did.
So Berwick's clean now. Everyone's safe. You can go.
I don't know if it's clean.
But yeah.
It's a lot
Definitely
better.
a step
They just don't do meth anymore.
Right.
they switched on to other stuff.
I'll be talking about my town.
Hey, it's not just Berwick; it's every town.
Oh,
man.
it's everywhere.
It's
It's everywhere. But Berwick was like what's his name? Fucking break. What was the character's name?
Oh.
I don't know. I never saw it.
Oh shit. People are gonna be really mad at me on my other show that I did not fucking remember this. Heisenroth? Is it Heisenroth? Was he?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I can't think of it either.
His real name was Walter White, but I forget what his drug name was. I thought it was Heisenroth.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I hope I'm right. I'm
It
probably
kind of bothered me. Like I was really into that show, and then they had the final season. I thought the final season sucked. I literally stopped watching like halfway through. I was like, "This."
You know what show did that to me? We're gonna take like a weird detour here. Dexter. Did you ever watch Dexter?
I watched a few episodes. I did dig it, but I don't. Like I
Dexter
said,
was amazing for like 10 years because it was on for a long time.
Yeah.
And then the last episode, you're like, "Are you fucking kidding me? That's how you're gonna end it?" Like I
Yeah.
was so pissed. But every episode up until that last one was gold. You ever hear of Dexter?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
forensic scientist who
Yeah.
is a serial killer, but he only kills bad people, and he has this whole code. It was awesome. It was a great show, but I was obsessed with it. And then the very last episode, I was like, "You got me." For 8 years, I watched 8 seasons of this bullshit. For you to let me down like that.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of TV, but the one show like I count the days for is Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
Oh, I don't know why.
Did you already finish season 3?
Oh, in one night.
One night.
One night I watched all of that.
I don't know if I watched season 2.
Oh yeah, you got. I mean, I actually think 3 is the most. I think I read this if it's true or not. Season 3 of Stranger Things, the most streamed TV show of all times.
I'd believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happens to me is every time I go on Netflix, I'm like, I'm gonna watch something new. I'm gonna get back into something, and then I land on The Office or Parks and Recreation, and I fall asleep watching like 8 episodes. I'm obsessed with The Office
Yeah.
or Parks and Rec. I just watch it all the time.
I'm a
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
I said I never watched Seinfeld.
Gosh, who are you?
I don't know. I never got into it.
No, I don't know. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Seinfeld, Frasier. Love Frasier.
I never got into that one either.
See, I'd rather old shows. Like new shows, I'm just like. I have
Like
no interest.
Cheers. You have you in Cheers?
Oh, I love Cheers.
because-
I'm watching that on Netflix right now.
Yeah,
actually.
because Frasier was a spinoff of,
Right.
of,
Yeah, yeah.
of Cheers.
Yeah.
I like Cheers. I like I Love Lucy.
See, I never got into Lucy.
I like Lucy. And then
That's-
the Twilight Zone, the old school Twilight
yeah.
Zone.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's so
Did you ever watch Black Mirror?
I was just gonna say Black
Holy
Mirror.
shit!
That's just mine. That's just crazy stuff.
You gotta watch that
See,
shit.
I don't like change. I know what I'm comfortable with. That's my problem.
So
I know what I.
Black Mirror literally takes like our technology that we have or that we probably will have in the next 20 years and makes the most fucked up shit happen with it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Scared- like
Did
you
you see the
literally
video game one?
Yeah, you gotta watch. Like I only ever watched like 6 or 7 episodes of it,
Did you see the new one?
I haven't seen it lately.
All right, so the new episode is insane. This dude, these two guys are best friends, and he lived with him and his girlfriend, and they always would like smoke and play fighting games all night with each other. And then the one guy kind of became like a producer and lived in the big city, and him and the other guy and his wife got married, and they live in the suburbs and have kids. And it's actually the dude who plays Falcon in the Avengers.
Okay.
They all got big actors now for the new season. And it's only like 3 or 4 episodes, but they made them like almost like movies now. Like they're like super long. So he comes to his birthday party and like, dude, I got you the new fighting game. He goes, I can't play this. I don't have the special VR attachment. He goes, that's in the bag too. And he goes, cool. He goes, we should play it tonight. So they put this little thing on their temple and they literally hit the controller and they just fall into like a zombie. And their eyes turn white and you enter the game as if it's like really happening.
Like Jumanji.
And everything that you, like if your character gets punched, you feel the punch. It doesn't hurt you, but you feel it.
Yeah.
So they're like fighting the whole time, and they're still picking their same characters they played as when they were like when they grow like years ago. One plays like this Asian girl, and the other one plays this Asian dude. Like they're fighting each other, and then the dude who's like single, living by himself, plays the girl character, and then halfway through their fight, he kisses him. And he's like, what the fuck, man? And like, game over. And like, and then they go back in the game the next day, and they're like, yo, Dan, I was real drunk last night. Like, yeah, me too, bro. Right?
Oh, man.
So then they start playing, and they're about to fight, and then have sex.
Oh.
And then he has this whole like secret relationship with his buddy in a VR game because you feel everything in the VR game like you'd feel in real life, but they just don't talk about it. They just do it, and then they turn off the game and then go live their life. And then the guy's like, wife's like, yo, you don't touch me anymore. You don't do anything. And then like it's just a whole weird spiral thing.
That's crazy. I know, like I got to the point where like, man, I was like scared of technology after a while. I'm like, oh my god,
This show will make it worse.
yeah.
We were joking around. Like the new Madden just came out. I was like, could you imagine if like Madden VR came out and like it's 11 on 11, everyone on the field is controlled by a human, and it's literally like you're playing football, and you go to log in, and it's a giant orgy happening on the field, and you're like, yo guys, I came to play football. What is this bullshit? Like, it turned into a Black Mirror episode.
Wow, that's
Like,
Oh, that'd be awful. Ah.
So come on my podcast. We'll talk about music. It'll be fun.
Then they had one with Miley Cyrus where she's like a huge pop star like she is, but she like it's kind of like the Hannah Montana where she's not really who she is because her agents make her something else, and they make this like virtual doll, like a little robot, and it's her personality in the doll, but it's like the side of her that the agents want you to see. And then like it's this whole fucked up thing, but she does a really good job in that one too.
And she's actually the Oh, okay.
Yeah, Miley Cyrus. I used to not like her at all, and then she did the interview with Howard, and I was
Yeah.
like, holy fuck! Like you kind of feel bad for them because they were put into this when they were like 13.
Yeah.
Like Justin Bieber, everyone's like, what a piece of shit. I'm like, he's worth like $1 billion when he was 12. Like,
Yeah, but I mean, the thing about it that bothers me about a lot of that stuff is there's a lot of crap out there, but not that I think everything that Justin Bieber puts out is like great,
no.
but you can't dispute the guy's talent.
Yeah, he could put a show on.
You can't. Not only that though, he's instrument wise. Like he can sing great, he plays drums great, he plays other instruments. Like he's not that guy who just like, oh, I'm just a good looking kid who at 12 years old could hold a note so they made me a millionaire. Like he worked for it.
Yep.
You don't get where he's at without working.
If I was 12 years old and you gave me $100, I'd ball out. Like he was 12 and had almost $1 billion.
Yeah.
Like it's a miracle he's still alive.
I mean, are there people? I always look at there. Are there like people always say, "Oh man, this guy's so much better. This guy's so much talented." Blah blah. Bieber's not. He's not that. I'm like, yeah, but he did it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
And he doesn't write all his stuff either. Like Usher wrote a lot of his, and even Ed Sheeran wrote a lot of his stuff.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Yo, Ed, how about you start recording it yourself because you're giving away gold." Like Bruno Mars started the same way. Bruno Mars wrote stuff for people, and they're like,
Right.
"Yo, start doing it, like, because you're good."
Well, you know who writes a lot of like people like 5 Seconds of Summer. You know who writes a lot of their stuff? Good Charlotte.
Really?
Remember Good Charlotte?
I love Good Charlotte.
Yeah, that's who's writing a lot of 5 Seconds.
What's
of
his name
Summer.
just came back? Sum 41. They have a new song out, and it's just like an acoustic song. It's really good. Like, you could talk about a song with feeling,
Yeah.
like because he went through a lot of crazy shit, and now he's back singing and doing his thing. And like I remember we went to Steel Panther concert in Pittsburgh, and they were like the third act on the bill and the headliner was a band I never even heard of, and Sum 41 was like the second before the opener, and I was like, I fucking love Sum 41, like, and then at the time he was like really heavy and he looked horrible and he was on drugs and he was rough, and then he cleaned himself all up and now he's back and Sum 41's making music again.
I think he might have been a mess back then, because I did the Warped Tour. We opened for Bowling for Soup.
Okay.
On the Ernie Ball stage, like we did a bunch of shows on the Warped Tour the one year, and at least every 2 or 3 days. And there was even days where they would set up Sum 41, bring all their stuff out on the stage, and then like an hour would go by and they would just tear it down and put it away. I could only figure that.
Oh, they were crazy.
They must have been like he was messed up then.
The whole band was bad.
Yeah.
Like they used to get arrested all the time. Like they were like the boys upstairs. Like they partied. like the one video, they were in a college and he like broke into the sign and changed all the sign to like Sum 41 Hail Satan, and got arrested and they had to bail him out. They like robbed. Steve actually showed me the video. I was like, this is fucking crazy. Like if they did this today, they'd be arrested and you would never heard of Sum 41. But they ran into a pizza shop with masks on and squirt guns and stole pizza, jumped in the van and were shooting the guy like with the squirt gun, and then we're driving away, and like people walking on the sidewalk, they're spraying them with the squirt guns and driving away. Like they were crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like they just drank, partied, and just they were like Motley Crue but a punk band.
Wow.
They were out of control. They were bad. But yeah, so I'm not sure where we go here. So Pop-Tart Monkeys. How did you get into those?
Oh man.
You're gonna make somebody I work with very happy, by the way.
Oh, I brought that CD for
Yes.
you.
So she was like, "Oh my god, I love Pop-Tart Monkeys," and the one album was my favorite, and it's not on anywhere except Amazon Music. It's on.
Believe it or not, I have no idea. I thought they all were somewhere out there. I never checked.
Yeah. So I looked for her on Spotify, and every album was on there except that one. But she goes, I found it on Apple, and I wanted to listen to it so bad, I did a free trial so I can listen to the album. And I was like, well, let me message, and I messaged you, and you were able to hook me up with it for. But yeah, so like, I remember like stories where you guys played in FYE for an album release or something.
We used to actually a lot of those. We used to, because we were really the thing. Originally, Pop-Tart was basically we did covers to kind of springboard into the original thing. We actually had a development deal with Warner Brothers for a while.
I found this on the web for.
Wow.
Yeah.
I said,
Siri.
did I say, hey Siri? Like serious?
Black Mirror.
Yeah. Technology. So we always pushed the original stuff. So we would do like our big money shows on the weekend, but then we would try to jump on things on the weekday and just, because we were always on the road. And so we have like, I don't even know how many albums we had out. Like I think we did like 6.
Don't look at
Six
me.
or
I think there's 4 on Spotify,
Yeah, see,
and that's not counting obviously that one or whatever else is there.
yeah, I don't even know who. I know like they did one album after I left that I don't know if that's online. I don't know. But I mean that was just it was supposed to be an original thing. We did the cover thing that kind of like springboarded it.
Kind of
But
like
then
Small Town Titans before
But
YouTube.
what happened with that band is it got to a point where then we became like we were making so much money playing covers. Like we were literally $250,000 a year, and no one wanted to write. Everybody was drunk, and it was just like a big party. We'd wake up, and I'd be like, had to go find my band members every morning to get on and go to the next town. And it just got to a point where one day I was like,
I can't do this
this
anymore.
is not why I started in the music. I wanted to write. I mean, I always wanted to write. So I think it was 06 I left, and then they played a couple of years. Band members left, and
Are you still in contact with anybody?
yeah, I'm friends with everybody. I mean, we're
Yeah.
all friends, you know. So, but that was kind of like 2000 to 2006 for the big years.
It was. I think it was really popular on the area too because it was like Scoop Band tell us Kellogg's to go fuck themselves for the most part. You're like, nope, we're not fucking changing. Like it was like Leonardo DiCaprio or in Wolf of Wall Street, like you have to retire. You know, you're it's gonna be bad. You gotta, and he's like gonna give his speech. He's like, I'm not fucking leaving. like I'm not changing the name.
Well, the worst part about that was like first we got sued by Kellogg's, and of course everybody's like, you go to court. And I'm like, you don't want to back me up? No. So like I'm in like I spent more time in the 6 years of that band, 6-7 years I was in that band, probably in court, because after we got sued by Kellogg's and that went away, our agent that we fired sued us, and then so it was like 2 years of fighting that, and no one ever would go with me. I'm like, guys, like got court tomorrow. Anybody want to go? Oh no, I gotta babysit my dog, and I gotta do it.
My gerbil died.
Yeah, my gerbil died. We gotta bury it tomorrow. I'm like, so like, I know my way in and out of a courtroom. That's for sure. It was terrible, but I mean, it was fun. I mean, it was. I don't remember much. Like people be like, I remember people like, oh yeah, I went to Disney World. I'm like, wait, I think I did too. Oh yeah, I did. I actually spent a day at Disney World. Yeah, I did that. You know.
What was the biggest show you played with them?
Well, probably when we did the one summer, we did the Warped Tour.
Yeah.
And we opened up for Bowling for Soup every night. And it was great because our last song, we had about 1,000 people in front of us. The previous 8, we had about 50 people. So it was like we played a 1 people person, and another next song would be like 3, and eventually by like the end of the set,
was that all originals, or were you still doing covers?
all originals? Yeah,
Okay.
it was all originals. And I remember we like the worst was we played in Jacksonville, Florida. 104 the day of Warped Tour, and we all were like it was so hot, and like 2 or 3 songs in, I'm like, I am not gonna make it. You know, I'm like, oh, please. And finally I finished. I was like, man, oh man, like, so I was like, we gotta start drinking water instead of booze, guys, when we're doing this, because this is the big time. Like, we weren't in the cover thing. You're playing inside, so like, alcohol keeps you refreshed. You're fine, but when you're playing out in 104 temperatures and you're like, water, what's water?
Yeah,
you know.
I think that's a thing too when it comes to bands, maybe even the local scene, where you can probably be the band who can play in a casino and make more money as your product, but it's just like it comes down to you have to perceive yourself in a certain, like, I'm not even close to where I want to be yet with this podcast, but if I go to every week, like I go to bands every weekends and I probably put myself out there and meet new people and find potential guests and stuff like that, and I'll have like a beer, because my perception is that if I walk into a bar and I'm hammered and I walk up to you, hey, you want to be on my podcast? You're not going to take me seriously.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that happens a lot with bands too, where they get annihilated on stage, and then you're like, oh, cool, maybe we can play this casino, and the casino looks at like maybe pay-per-view, and they're like, not a chance. Like, I'm not going to pay you $2,000 to fall apart by the second set.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it's just tough. And I said that I just think people need to realize that sometimes when they sign, if you want to be a party band and you want to play in Goodfellas and local bars in the area, then cool, that's what you want to do, go for it. But if you want to take that next step, you have to realize you're more than just yourself, and you're representing 4 or 3 other people in your band, and really take it to a different stage.
And you wouldn't think of a bar, even casinos, like bars. I mean, we could do something. I remember something happened in Florida. I'm not going to get into the story, but we weren't very well behaved, and there was literally clubs in Jersey that canceled us because they heard about it.
Oh, really?
So you can't just be well behaved 50% of the time. You gotta make sure you're great every night.
Yeah.
It takes one bad show and word gets out. Well, that's all
do what you gotta do, and then after
yeah.
your show, then be, if you want to go crazy.
Yeah. I remember even in Pop Tart, our singer Tyson was like, when he was drunk, he was a mess. Like, he babysat the kid. Like, I mean, he was awesome. But if we had shows, he wouldn't drink. You know, and people are like, Tyson, he's crazy. I see all these videos. I'm like, those are our off days.
Yeah.
Like, when we play, he sleeps till 5 o'clock. We wake him up. A lot of times we'll go to the club, load in, set up, and somebody will go back and get him so he gets his rest.
Yeah.
And then after the show, he goes right to bed. Like, we did like 21 days in a row for spring break one year. And he didn't drink but maybe 1 or 2 days when he's like, I'm going to have a couple beers tonight. I'm like, go ahead. But he took care of himself. Now, the rest of us, he knows, like, vocally, you can't do that.
No.
If you drink, you can't sing. And people think they can. Like, oh, man, I sounded great tonight. I was like, oh, my God, for real? Like, somebody needs to tape him when he's drunk. Because he's
Why are you looking at me?
I'm not looking at you. We just did a show in Arlington, Virginia on Friday.
Yeah, I think.
I drove us about halfway home, and then
he's like, this whole time I'm being first to get attacked. Go ahead.
He doesn't do it often. But
No.
Him and our bass player, it was really crowded. People were sending a lot of shots up. And being a drummer, I can hide it. Like, I have a system. Somebody gives me a shot, I dump it out, and then I pretend like I do it. These guys are up front. They don't have a drum set to hide them.
Well, what were you telling me about where you had the magic box?
The magic shot tray was something that we created back in. That was something when it was me and Bishop played in Rise Phoenix Rise. So we had this. We would bring this magic shot tray, and we just lay on the edge of the stage, and we'd be like, "This is magic," because it disappears and comes back with shots on it. So we played in Huntsville, Alabama one night, and we opened up for what's the dude? Because I Got High.
Afro Man.
Afro Man. So we opened up for Afro Man.
I know all of Colt 45.
Yeah, which is crazy for us to be opening. It was a little club called Sammy T's in Huntsville, Alabama. And all we did is played 45 minutes, and the shot tray came up like 21 or 22 times.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. And then, like, we were as drunk as he was high.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really bad. It was kind of bad. But the bar was like, "You made us so much money," and I'm like, "Do we get any tip money? Yeah, we didn't get nothing out of it." But no, it's the magic shot. I want to bring it out. He hasn't let me.
I don't do it.
Bad Maggie has a great system where they'll show up and say to the bartender, like, "How much would it cost to get an entire tray full of shots at the bar?" And I say this much, and they say, "Cool, we'll buy a bottle, or like, we'll buy a bottle off you, and like by our second or third set, fill the shot tray up, and they pass it around the crowd, and give everyone a shot, and then everyone loosens up for the third set and have a really good time."
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what they do almost every other show. They do it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a cool. Like, even if you do the magic shot tray, you're like, "Cool, this is actually for you guys." And then by the end of the show, everyone's hammered and they're more into the show.
Well, I remember one time we played a show at Pop-Tart, and our singer, like, it was the early days. We had Paul Redden was the singer in the band early on, and he brought a bottle, I think it was Jack Daniels, and just started pouring it in people's throats in the front. And the club owner comes running out, and he's like beside stage looking at me. He's like, "Can't do this. I'll get fined." And he's like this. By the time he finally finishes the bottle, and he's like, "There's a little drop left. You want it?" And I was like, "Yeah, give it to me." And I just I finished it and I threw it off to the owner, and I was like, "No more of that." Like, so, I don't know, somebody from the bar brought it to him, and the owner was like, "Man, I get shut down." So a lot of that stuff you got to be really careful of what's legal and what's not. But.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's yeah, it's a fun idea, but yeah, those shots, man, they creep up quick.
Oh yeah,
and they're bad news.
That's like we always make a joke because we'll play somewhere and like the first two sets, like these people hate us, and then as soon as they get drunk at the end of the night, when we're finally done, they're yelling, "One more song!" We're like, "Where were you for the first 2 hours?" You know what I mean? Like, how does
do you guys do the move where you come out, and you're like, if there's like a huge gap between you and the crowd, you're like, "Yo, everyone move up." Do you request Yeah. I'd always just tell them to move up because sometimes it works.
When they're drunk, they need direction. You know what I mean? Like when I'm drunk, I'll always be like, "Hey, where am I?" And then like come up front, I'll be like, "Well, that sounds like a really good idea."
Yeah, I can go up there and go crazy. Well, going back to like taking care of yourself, especially like you're a singer, you got to take care of your voice. That's one thing I started to learn. Like right now, I can't hear anything out of my left ear. It's completely zero hearing. Like so, I was doing edits on a video. We did a video in Trogs, and there was like a loud hiss or squeal from the machine, and I tried so hard to edit out, and it was just unusable. We couldn't do it because these mics aren't good for it. But then from there, I went to a show at Goodfellas, and I was obviously right by the speaker. Blew me out, and then I don't know if I got water in it or what happened, but like blew my ear. Like so, I'm like, I can't do that. And like I'd go to a show and I'd be screaming, singing with the band, having a good time, and then like Sunday, I'm like, "Oh, do a show," and I'm like, "This is Anthony with Banging Birds Pod." I'm like, I gotta start taking care of myself here, because especially I gotta take it more seriously. So I bought like the earbuds for shows, and I'm like, I don't care if what people say. They can make fun of me all they want. Like I gotta start taking care of myself. Like if I blow my hearing out, it doesn't make it easier to do your thing the next day.
Totally.
We're all in ears now, because I've been in ear for, it took me like 4 or 5 years of driving home after shows and hearing the cymbals ringing in my ears.
Yeah.
To realize that, because I would go get my hearing test, and it would be like, "Oh, your ears are perfect." Then like 4 or 5 years into Pop-Tart, I went back for a checkout, and they're like, "You're losing your hearing." And I'm like, "It's all the cymbals."
Yeah.
So I bought in-ears, and now we're all in-ears. We roll in with an in-ear rig, and we just throw a snake at the sound guy and be like, "Plug into our splitter, and here's what you plug into your snake," and we're all in-ears. But it's funny, people are like, "It was so loud out front." I wouldn't know. It's real quiet in my ears now.
Yeah.
It's like I have control over it now. So
I see like a lot of singers too. They'll take it out and put it in a lot. Mm-hmm. What is the reason for that? Is it hard to hear yourself?
No, they all have mental problems.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's all mental. No, a lot of times. So if you want to, so when you have ears in, you're isolated. So if there's like crowd, you get a good crowd response. You can't hear them.
Yeah,
you have no idea.
So you pull one out so you can hear the crowd.
You pull one out so you can hear a little better. And depending on what kind of ears you have, if you have like a cheap set, they just don't stay in. So like the good ones obviously do, but if you have a cheap set, they don't stay in. So you're constantly messing with them. Mm-hmm. But
which is something that a lot of the like at nationals when they used to actually put a crowd mic down front. We should actually do that because like the funny thing is like we'll do a song and I play to a click like 90% of the time, so I know where to stop, where to come in. But there are certain songs that we're not playing to a click. He'll hold the mic out and the crowd will sing it. I don't hear them singing it because I have my in-ears in. So I'll just count to myself and I'll come back in. It's usually like the crowd always never is in time. So I don't know whether I just come back in on
so
time.
So the entire time you're playing here,
I hear nothing but that click of the, and then I just come back in. Where I'm
and then the next
to.
song, the click paces to a different beat?
Yeah, well, what I do is there are a lot of stuff. We do a ton of medley. So we do like 2 minutes of songs where we like string 4 or 5 together. But then there's points where we, on the set list, like Joe talks. But if, like I said, if he holds the mic out a lot of times, and we do Tom Petty where the crowd always sings really loud. But I know then I'll pull one of my ears out just so I can hear the crowd, because what they're singing is off time of what I'm singing, but the rest of these guys probably hear the crowd, not my click, because I'm the only one with the click. So when I come in, they're not ready because they're listening to the crowd has their own time, and so it's like. Every once in a while, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to pull one out if I'm not playing to a click, I'll just pull one out. So I can hear the crowd too. But I'll see the crowd, I'm like, I think they're really loud tonight. It'd be awesome if I could hear that.
You're like what, like Beethoven when he did his one symphony, and then he went into deep depression because he thought everyone didn't enjoy it because he couldn't hear him cheering.
Yeah,
he couldn't hear him because he was completely deaf.
Yeah.
So. What is there a song on the set list that when it comes up you're like, man, I like playing this one? Like, what's your favorite song on the set list you like doing? On drums, and then we'll come to you.
The biggest issue, like, I mean, like, I'm not going to say how many years I've been playing, but every song that we play, besides the new songs, I've played so much, there is nothing I look forward to at all. It's absolutely a job.
Is there one that comes up you're like, okay, I actually like this one, though?
I actually do like playing, like, Linkin Park. Like, in the end, we do in the end, that's fun when I play. I don't know, one of my favorites to play, but we don't do, is Bob with the Bob and Kid Rock.
My God.
I used to love to play because it is just like one of those songs just rocking. But I'm trying to think, because honestly, like he said, we play the same like 50, 60 songs 3 nights a week, or at least every weekend. It's to the point where if you asked me to name 5 songs that we do, I would struggle.
Really?
Yeah, really. It just becomes
second nature.
So when I look at the list, nothing really. And I have everything tracked. So like I have all the tracks, and then I have with the click track. So I just like hit the next one, and it runs into the next one. So like, I'm trying to think if there's anything that really excites me.
If you want to go into a Barky bar and make everyone cry, do Kid Rock, Only God Knows Why.
Yeah.
It'll just be weeping. I actually like that song a lot.
Yeah. We used to open up with Machine Head for years when I was in Pop Tart.
Yeah.
But that was fun to play. I mean, some of the ones that more nowadays, to be honest with you, like as much as I love a lot of stuff that's on the radio, it's just basically sampled drums. No one's doing anything out of the ordinary. Like literally, I could teach a monkey to play most of the drum stuff.
In fact, he lets me come and play some of it. So.
Yeah, I let Joe play drums every once in a while.
Have you ever had like a crowd like halfway through a set to like scream a song out, and you're like, "Fuck it, we'll try it."
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We don't do that at casinos because they're real strict. But we do that if we're in a bar or especially like a resort town or a beach. Like we're doing a lot of stuff at Secrets. Somebody yelled "Enter Sandman."
Enter Sandman.
And we're all looking around. I think I could fake that. And he's like, I know it. And Dave, our guitar player, was like, I don't think so. And Joe's like, give me your guitar. I think I know it. And then
you just switch it up.
And then so then like, oh, Dave, go get us around the Jaeger, and then we'll display it.
How about you? What's on the set list that you enjoy doing? You look forward to? You're like, this is my shit.
Depends on the night, honestly. I'm the same. I mean, honestly, just doing them. I enjoy like the high ones, like the ones that I have to stretch for, and they're more enjoyable. But if we play a lot, if we're out the full week, then I'm like, oh, I dread the high ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think I have anything in particular that I'm like. Basically anything that the crowd goes crazy for. I think those are the ones which like it's really. I mean, Don't Stop Believin'. I mean, it's.
You hate it.
I don't like doing it, but it's one of the biggest songs of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Like Take Me Home Tonight, Any Money.
How many times, like, during Don't Stop Believing, when you're like, instead of doing the high note, you're like, crowd.
Every single time. I know my limits these days.
You know what? I watched Danger do a set list with Japan 4, and I guess he like learned it like in a week, like learned what they got to do, and you can tell, like I can tell, like there was some parts of the song like, oh shit, like you see in his head like he's thinking, and he has a very good, like, he's a good frontman. He can fake the funk, like he's like in his head and he's like, oh shit, I don't know this part, and he just goes like, he'll just grab his shirt and just like hit it himself in the head, like, and does
it's a great impression.
Yeah,
great
and actually looked just like,
and then he'll put it out like this, and he'll like close his eyes,
shake his head a little bit.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and then and everyone else's head's like, Danger's fucking killing it, and I'm like, you forgot the words.
You forgot.
And then in his head's like, all right, come back in right here, and they
you know where you learned that, don't you?
Who's that?
Randolph.
Yeah.
Randolph was the master. Like Randolph, he would come back.
A lot of people learned a lot from Randolph.
Yeah, it's funny because like when I first put Gas Station Disco together, and we would go down south and play a lot of like Club La Vila and Spring Break and stuff, and our singer at the time, Jason Dumb, it was awesome. But everybody would be like, "Where'd you find this Randy wannabe?" And I'm like, he's got his own thing, you know what I mean? Like he's got his own thing. But and then Danger took. I watched Danger, and I'm like, I mean, if I had to front a band all night, I think Joe's got his thing going on, but he's good. See, the thing about Joe can put on his show, and he sings great. So like, I would come out front, and I'm not a great singer, so I'm like, okay, who do I got to embody? I just got to be an idiot.
Yeah.
Because people will say like, I couldn't sing, but did you see him like head button the cymbals?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
Yeah, do something nuts.
Yeah. He just fell over and busted his nose on the floor and it's bleeding. That's cool. But he couldn't sing in key. I don't care. He got a bloody nose. You know?
Like when the boys upstairs, they'll be like, Tony, come up and like I do like 2 raps with the boys upstairs, and like so they'll do their one melody where it goes from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and it goes like, I one little fight, my mom got scared, and then the whole crowd screaming, you move with your auntie, uncle, and he goes, no, if you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems with a bitch, and then I do the whole the year's 94, and I do the whole rap, and then I was like, well, fuck it, like I used to get super nervous because I didn't know what I was doing. And I was terrified. I was like, well, fuck it. Like, if I fuck up, they're not going to care. They're hammered at this point. I'm sober. Just get people involved in it. So I just have more fun with it and dance around. And then they'll do, like, Colt 45, and I'll do the whole first verse of banging the KKK member's daughter. And usually the crowd's super into it, and I just have fun with it. Like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, you just go, if you don't do it very often, just go up and be an idiot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing about it is, it's like, I always say is like, my saying used to be when I was putting bands together years ago, I'd be like, I want a mediocre singer with a good show.
Yeah.
Because really, if you don't have a show, honestly, this guy can hit notes. He's super talented vocally.
So one Steel Panther cover's coming.
But we're gonna do some Steel Panther. But no, that's the thing is like when I come out front, and he doesn't let me very often because
I'm trying to get you every night.
No,
who plays drums when you're up front?
He does.
I do.
Oh, you switch?
I want to play. I don't want to sing. I want to sing. I don't want to play something else. I don't want to sing.
Now, when you're frontman, do you still play guitar too?
No. I'd like to, but we haven't gotten there. It works more to be a frontman without a guitar.
Mm-hmm.
It works a lot.
I know
better.
a gas station, like Danger would have like the guitar on his back and then sing and then flip it around and play a little bit and then flip it back. I don't know. I don't know. But a lot of that was. I mean, it was like I liked Gas Station, but it was hard to sometimes, like, because I did track 2, so it was hard to hear what was the track and what was someone actually playing. Like how you were saying, like, oh, I'm just gonna come in and just do a couple notes here and then flip back around, and it still sounds like a guitar's playing.
Right.
And if you're hammered, you're like, they're fucking killing it. You know what I mean? But so what is the full piece? Is it bass, guitar, frontman, drummer?
That's it.
Yeah.
And you had 2 front people at one time, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah, and speaking of Danger was actually the bass player in this band for like good 6 months.
6 months or so, yeah.
What I love about him is he'll literally there's 2 type of people in the world. There's one type of person that says, I've never done this. I'm probably sometimes that person. I'm a half-halfer. Like, oh, you want to play bass in this band? Most people are like, I'd never fucking play bass. Are you crazy? I'm not doing that. Danger's like, I never played bass, but I'll fucking sit in my house for 6 months and learn. I'll do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's always trying to if I've never done something, I will go do it, even if it's something that's completely. Like, he's like, I never delivered pizza. Like when I did the interview, and he's like, I never delivered pizza, but I thought it'd be fun. So I was like, when I come home, I was like, I just took a part-time job delivering pizza because I just thought it'd be a cool thing to try out.
Yeah.
Like
I never delivered babies, but I get it. Like I think
he loves stepping out of his comfort zone.
Yeah, that's how most successful people are built. I mean, if you care what other people think about you, you'll never go anywhere. You gotta get over that. Like what? You just gotta go do you.
Yeah.
Who cares what other people think about? And the thing about danger is, like, no matter what it is, like you said, like I've never jumped out of an airplane. I want to do it. I've never sang in a band. I want to do it. Most people are like, I never sang in a band. That's crazy. I'm too scared. I don't know. Do something that scares you every day and be a better person.
And then realistically, he probably goes up there and he's like, oh, fuck, this is going to be, I don't know how this is going to go. But he does, I don't know if he has that switch. He's just like, I'll go up, and if it doesn't work, at least I had a good time doing it. Like,
he doesn't care what people think.
No,
that's what it's great.
I love that dude to death. Like, I knew of him, and we'd see each other and show each other that respect, but then really sitting down and getting to know him in the interview, and then after the cameras were stopped, we talked even more. It was just like we made a connection, man. He's a really, really good dude, and he's gonna do good things. Like, cause his video stuff is awesome. Yeah, it's amazing. Like, it's crazy to think right now that Crowbot's, not their newest video, but the previous one, is on rotation in Planet Fitness.
Yeah,
And Crowbot took a local dude from our area that they were buddies with and said, let's shoot our music video. Like, who does that anymore? That's awesome. Like,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then his video is like being watched everywhere. Like, it's all over YouTube. Like, I just think it's really cool. And then he'll still come back and say, oh, I'm gonna go work with this local band and help them with their video. Like, I just love how that the whole school county embodiment thing where everyone just supports one another. Like, my podcast, like, I'm not big yet. I'm not big. Maybe one day I will be, but like, I love the fact that people are willing to come on and talk to me and give me that opportunity to just get my emotions in and try it and step out of my comfort zone here and there.
Yeah, well, Joe said he'll definitely come back, but has to have Seagram 7 next time.
yeah, I do apologize. So
I polished it off.
Yeah, he did.
I took care of it.
What did you think of it?
It was beer.
It was beer?
It was beer.
Did you get any raspberry at all?
No
raspberry.
I didn't taste
That's
any
weird, because
raspberry.
I would think you like it because it is called.
Well, that's what I thought,
it says
too.
Queen of the Yard.
That's what I was...
Yard.
Queen of the Yard.
I had a peach one. Maybe we should have switched.
It's all right. You know what? I took it like a champ, you know?
I had this beer when I was doing a hot sauce episode.
I did rather enjoy this.
See, that's the one. Like I said, so this one that was at the cake stand, and he was looking for this for a while, and we did it. I see any dark beer to me, it tastes like coffee.
Oh, I hate coffee.
No matter what, that's what my taste buds read. But
well, a lot of stouts do. I don't think this one did.
Really?
I mean, it kind of had a hint of it, but I've had some stouts that were just like, I had a chocolate stout one time.
It tastes like iced coffee.
It was no, it was even worse. It was just god awful. It was just like, I don't even know how to even explain it. I was like, this basically tastes like, I don't know, like if you basically took a Hershey's chocolate bar and dipped it in manure, whatever, however you say that word, and then you like juiced it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like, ugh.
Sounds great.
That's what I'm starting to do, like the whole danger thing, because he definitely, when I talked to him, he inspired me more. Like, I love doing the bands. I love doing, like, it's hard for people to come on and tell their stories of what they've gone through, and I don't ever pursue anyone to do that, because I don't want to, I'm not trying to cash in on people's experiences, but I want you to tell your experience because somebody else can listen and get that exposure.
Sure.
But like the hot sauce episode, I was like, the whole time, like, my wife's like, why the fuck did you agree to that? I was like, I can't die from it, right? Like, it's just gonna be really hot. I'll probably cry on camera, and people will laugh at me, but it'll be really, really entertaining.
Right.
And I did like 11 hot sauces, and I was like, they're really hot, but I'm doing fine. Like,
did you have milk with you?
No, see, I did, but I didn't touch the milk until so we did 12 hot sauces. We had 12 wings, 12 hot sauces, and the last two got me because we did 11 of his, and he's hot, but he focuses more on the taste. Hothead's hot sauce. They were at the Yingling 190th. They were at Brewfest. A guy out of Carlisle, Pennsylvania. And then the very last one, he's like, "Do you ever watch Hot Ones on the internet, on YouTube?" All right, I'm gonna put you onto this. Just watch it. You'll watch 100 of them in one night. It's a guy. His name is Sean Miller, I believe. He's like 32 years old. Amazing interviewer. Like, he's a really good interviewer. But he has 6 wings on the plate, and he'll get like a celebrity or a rapper or a musician or whatever.
Oh, is that the one where was it?
Post Malone was on it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I saw that.
And then they have 6 hot sauces, and it ranks from like nothing to like the last one is insane. And it's funny because these celebrities and these musicians or rappers, they have this personality. They have to be like, I have to be this image that people think I am. And they get to like halfway through and they hit this one hot sauce, and they just strip down to a normal human, and they just have an internal struggle in their own brain. And it's an amazing show, and he's such a good interviewer. But the whole time he's doing it, they're both eating these insanely hot wings. I had the one that was the second to last one, but it's hotter than the last one. But the last one's they made their own hot sauce called the Last Dab. But this one's like the newest one on the list. It's called the Chocolate Reaper. I ate it, right? So I ate the wing, and he's like, leave a little meat on it. So literally the little meat was this. Like, it was a piece of meat this long, and I literally put the biggest dab on it. And I was like, literally what's going to happen here is I'm just going to lick hot sauce is what's going to happen. And he's like, all right. As soon as I did it, I immediately I died. Like, in my brain, I didn't know if I was going to puke, have a panic attack, or like if I was literally going to die. Like, it was that hot.
Yeah, I'm getting hot just thinking about it.
Dude, I had to get up and
sweat right now.
I had to get up and walk around. Like, I took the headphones off and took a walk. Like, I was like, I wanted to run, like take a jog. Like the one episode, what's his name? Machine Gun Kelly. He he jogged around the table. It was that hot. That's how I felt. And the whole time I was like, why do people do this? It was incredible. But I was literally crying out of both eyes. It was fun, but it was so out of my comfort zone, but I had a blast doing it.
Man, my eyes watered. I went to, you ever heard of Zoop?
No.
It's a place that sells nothing but soup. They got other stuff, but they're known for their soups.
Mm-hmm.
So they have like 12 soups every day. And it's there's one in Reading, there's one in Lancaster. But the soups are amazing. So I got this one soup, and it says, this could be spicy. And this is I seen this like basically an older lady like taste it, and she's like, that's a little spicy. And when she set it down, she was fine. And I'm like, I like everything about that. I'm just a little nervous about the spicy. But I just watched like a 60-year-old lady eat it. I'm fine. Give me a bowl of that. So I'm sitting there and I'm like eating it. My eyes started watering. And I'm like, I better get a lid for this and take it with me. It's like, I could imagine doing like, I don't do wings anyhow, but I can't even imagine that made my eyes water. Like, I'm in this place is packed, everybody's eating lunch, and I'm sitting there.
And then we drank like a hot beer after, like a beer that was made with Reaper pepper.
Oh.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Terrible. See, I can't even do like, we were at the show after Bar Louie. I got a sandwich at Bar Louie, and they're supposed to have the loaded fries come with it. They were supposed to not put jalapenos on. They did, right? So my sandwich literally just touched the side of the fries, right? I hate hot stuff so much. I ate my sandwich. I was like, it was terrible. I was like, I can't do it.
After doing that episode, my tolerance has gone way up. Like, someone's like, oh, try this. I'm like, oh, that's like, I've had chocolate plague. I don't know if you guys know about that. I'm kind of a big deal now.
Oh, yeah. Like that. Did you ever see that show on YouTube?
Yeah, I've had the Chocolate Reaper, and I survived. It's a big deal. I've upgraded. Yeah. Yeah, I was super proud of myself until that one, and then they had like this extract where it was like the guy who does the show, like that makes it. He said he put a drop of it on, and he couldn't feel his mouth for like 45 minutes. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like, there's no way I'm not doing that.
I just don't understand. Even just normal hot things, just the tiniest bit hot. I can't do it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, his hot sauces are a tiny bit like they're hot, but they taste really good. Like, he made this peach one that's amazing. He made a strawberry one that's really good. There's one like it's a pineapple one that's really good, and then there's one they made. It's almost like a tomato sauce. Like if you were to put it on like pizza or like in a cheesesteak or something, or a pizza steak, it would be really tasty. It's hot, but it has a good taste to it. Yeah. That's why I really enjoyed his stuff, because they taste good. It's not like, hey, this is going to be hilarious. Eat this. I want to watch you die for 45 minutes. Like, no, it's actually a good taste.
I mean, do you actually like jalapenos?
No.
Oh, you don't?
No, like, I couldn't eat a pepper.
No.
If it was hidden in a hot sauce with a good taste, then yeah, I'll go for it.
You know, if you like jalapenos, I'm not into it, but I mean, I'll have one, but Cunningham Brewery has a jalapeno beer.
Oh yeah, I've had it.
It's actually awesome, but I can only drink one, and not because it's hot, but because the jalapeno is the aftertaste.
Very strong.
Yeah.
They had a smoked beer that I had a hard time with. It literally tasted like I was drinking a structure fire.
Yeah,
Like my dad's a firefighter. I used to go to like the scene with him, and you'd be like breathing in. You're like, oh, it's a structure fire smell.
That's great.
Like I drank that in a beer.
Yeah.
Like it's like a smoky beer, but
To show how much of a
Yeah.
weenie I am, like even Middlesworth barbecue chips, too hot for me.
really.
Yeah, how much I don't like hot stuff. Can't stand it. Don't know why anyone would put themselves through that.
Now, a lot of people. I asked you this when we were in person. Like, you're not originally from the school county. Like, you're kind of like Randy. You've been adopted.
yeah. Well, Rennie's he grew
Luzerne.
up in Hazleton,
Yeah.
Luzerne County. I'm Columbia County, Berwick. So,
But you've been in the area so long. You're like one of us.
Yeah, I've been down here almost 10 years,
Mhm.
something like that. Yeah, about 10 years.
Yeah.
So
No.
transplant. I always look at Joe for guys like
I don't know.
You know, somebody will be, because he's got to be really good at ordering food because he takes so long to do it. So when we're ever ordering food, I'm just so used to looking over at him because, like, once he's ready, we know we can order. Like, we're good. Like, waitress will come over and we'll be like, yeah, we're all ready, and he'll be like, I'm not. So like, I just get in this habit no matter what it is now. We've been talking about baseball,
Gotta
and I gotta look over. I gotta check with Joe.
Give me the
Like,
signals.
I'm starving.
Steal first.
I'm starving. I want to eat food, but I also want to be a team player and wait for everybody to be ready.
You know what else it might be? It might be just the fact that we spend so much time together. It's like if you're out with your significant other. Say I'm out with my wife or something. Like we're talking to somebody, we talk to something about, and we just look at each other and
That's what it
just
is.
smile a little bit. That's got to be what it is. It's got to be.
Me and my wife are amazing, but we're the polar opposite. Like I hate going to restaurants because she takes 8 years to eat her food, and I eat it in 13 seconds.
Yes.
And then I'm just like, could you
Same.
fucking hurry up? Like I
Same.
want to go do something. Like, and she's a homebody. She wants to stay at home, be almost completely naked, and watch a horror movie. Where I want to be out and fucking socialize and meet people, and she hates the bar scene. Like if you see her out with me, it's like, wow, it's like a mirror. It's like the second coming. How did this band form and come together? This is one of my openers, and I can't believe I didn't ask this.
That's weird.
Like, how did you just meet?
I mean, I basically when I left Gas Station Disco, it was because basically my daughter came to me and said, "Dad, you're on too much." So I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to be like."
She seems like she's really into the music scene.
Yeah, she is. Like, I bring her on the road with me a lot.
Mhm.
She's 16 now, got her driver's license. So
She's kind of like the younger version of Billy Trey, where like they get into shows they're not supposed to be.
Oh, her
'cause
and
they-
Billy are a great friend.
Yeah.
They talk all the time. Yeah.
Mhm. Does she play anything or any instruments? or-
No. She's really good at art. She like draws really well, and she wants to. She was in a couple plays and stuff like that. She's more artistic in that.
Yeah.
Not so much music, but
Is she into like? Is she trying to like do anything with her art? Like trying to take it to another level? Or?
I think the acting thing she really wants. She wants to do more of that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I mean, a lot of times.
Work Theater Ensemble.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get her in that way. But like, I made the mistake. Like I told you about that place that we play on the island. It's like, hey, come along with me. Most of the island. It's an island. You don't have to be 21 to be there. And I'll just talk to I've played there for years. I'll get the club owner will let you sit there and either work the door at security or something. I bring her out there, and she's introducing me to people in the staff. I've been there 15 years. She's like, Dad, you're me. I met.
She's super personable. Like she'll have a conversation. Yeah.
She's really, really personable. So like now, like she knows everybody on the entire
She'll be like the next big
island.
promoter in the area.
Yeah, she probably will be maybe. But
Contact Hampton's daughter. She'll book you for a show.
yeah. I wish I could get her to do that. I can put her to work.
She's making crazy connections at her age already.
She is. Oh, she's crazy. She's an entrepreneur. She sells stuff online. She's like last month she banked like $300.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like selling the art.
No, selling. She sells clothes. Like she buys clothes at thrift stores that she thinks are
That's
cool.
huge right now.
Yeah.
That's huge.
She's just quite the entrepreneur.
You know why I've been telling her to do that? Because she has an insane style, and everything she gets is from the thrift shop. Like, people look at her and like, oh my god, I love the way she's dressed, and I would like pay her to be my personal stylist. Kendra.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And almost everything Kendra gets is thrift shop for the most part.
My daughter worships her.
Yeah.
she does Hannah's hair, so like
Yeah.
she's like, I need a haircut. I'm like, no, you don't. Yeah, but I want to go see Kendra. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
The first time my wife met her, she was like kind of like, she's like, I don't know what an angel looks like, but I'm pretty sure it's Kendra. That's what my
Yeah.
wife said. She's like, Kendra just looks like an angel.
Yeah. So what was your original question?
How did the band come together?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
I'm sure your
Yeah,
daughter
well,
will love that. She got mentioned.
Yeah. She should have came. I should have told her.
Yeah. I just interviewed Billy Trey too. That was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah. He's gonna be something. Man.
Yeah.
At that age, already that talented. Yeah.
He's part of like the Collins royalty, I call him.
Yeah. For some reason, Keith skipped Keith, the talent part of it. I'm just kidding.
I got Hooligan coming up soon.
I know. I love Keith. I was just joking. I actually just talked to him today. I had to put a dig in though.
100%.
So basically what it was, like I said, Hannah came to me and she's like, Dad, you're always gone. Because at gas station, I mean, we were going everywhere. We were in Florida more than we were in the Northeast. So I didn't want to be like, hey guys, my daughter wants me to be local, so this is what we're gonna do. I said, I'm gonna find a drummer, and then you guys go do your thing.
You found a good drummer.
Yeah, it was crazy.
He's fucking awesome.
And we were actually like a month away from going to Alaska, and I did not want to go. And I had like all these other people that were drummers in other bands like lined up to fill in if need be. And then Ryan came in and played like 30 seconds, and I was like, stop. And he like looked at me. And I was like, it's yours because I don't want to go to Alaska.
I think he said
awesome.
too. I think he said too. He went to Fulton. He's like Fulton. I want to be a drummer in a band. And I don't know if Steve was like, I think, you know, if you went to Steve and said like, I'm trying to find a replacement.
It might have been Steve that told me actually. He's
Yeah.
like, and the funny thing was, I live in Cressona, and like the guys in Deadly's, like Chris is his uncle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, he was actually when Ryan was a little kid. He's on the album cover.
Yeah.
Of one of the Deadly's records. I knew all those guys. And somebody's like, you should try Ryan Soretti. And I was like, where's he from? Cressona. I was like, well, I live in Cressona. And he's like, yeah, he lives at right by Denny's. And I was like, I live right by Denny's. How do I? And then he walked down, auditioned, and that was it.
Yeah. He's a great look too.
So yeah,
very good guy. Yeah.
So I basically like walked away. I didn't the first time in like 18 years, I didn't play for like 6 months. And Dave Danishevsky called me. He's like, I did a show at this church in Hazleton, and there was this guy that sang amazing, and I think he'd be interested in putting a band together. It's like, all right, as long as it's only going to be once in a while, and we're only going to do money gigs. I had all these like stipulations. I don't want to play that much, but I want to make money when I do. This is just basically like, this is a money making thing.
Yeah,
that's it. And I remember we met at Dave's house, and he shows up on his motorcycle, and I was like, this guy's a real dick.
He told me later, he's like, oh, no, what do we get into?
It's not like the beginning of Dirt.
Yeah.
And
no,
Ricky
and then,
Mars like, get this fucking guy out of here.
The funny thing was, is him and Dave have been there since the beginning, but we're on like bass player number 5. I don't know what it is, but
yeah,
I think we're good now at bass player. So, yeah, fingers crossed. But no, it was just one of those things that put together. And then what happened was that I've always been really good friends with Dave Sestak, Media 5. They're a huge agent. They do. I mean, they had Fuel, they had Live, they had all that. And all I wanted to do was I knew he booked the Sands Casino, and I just wanted to play there because I knew they paid really well. And I said, Dave, can you get us a show at the Sands? And he's like, yeah, I can do that. And we went down and played, and he was like, this might be one of the best bands you've ever played in. And I was like, well, what do you mean? No, we're just want to make a couple bucks here or there. Next thing you know, he's like, I want to book you guys. And I'm like, okay, throw us some shows. Next thing you know, we're playing 8-10 shows a month.
Mm-hmm.
And our summers are insane. What'd you say? I think actually the funny thing was he did the math from Memorial Day to Labor Day with the band and his acoustic shows. He's going to bank $10,000.
That's awesome.
Yeah, over that.
Good for
over
you.
$10,000. Yeah, and that's like, and we always have this conversation when we drive. Like, what happened to 3 or 4 shows a month?
3 or 4 shows a month.
Yeah, so, you guys are doing it, man. It's like there's a lot of bands in the air that tour, and there's, like I said, if there's any bands out there like that want to get that path, I mean, that's the way to do it. You got to get an agent. You gotta get your look together. You gotta present yourself a little different. You gotta carry yourself a certain way. There's a lot to it. You gotta put the work in. You
gotta put yourself out there, and you gotta work. It is all work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, honestly, people are like, you know, you put a lot of bands together and they're always doing well. Like, what's your secret? My secret is I'm not afraid to work.
Yeah.
If everybody else worked, I'd be a nobody. I probably wouldn't be able to get a show.
Yeah.
But no one works. That's the problem. That's the thing of it. Most bands just don't work.
Yeah.
So if you get a couple guys,
I know.
that work,
I know when we were working on stuff. I won't say anything, but I remember me and you sat down for like a while, and we're like, "Oh, cool. This would be great. Do this, and this." And we're like, "How can we do anything if no one else wants?" Like, we can only go so far. You know what I mean? If someone else doesn't want to do it with you, it's like pissing in the wind.
Yeah, that's like if you're trying to build a local music scene, it's going to takes it, you know, a community to get together and do that kind of thing. So one or two people can't change, you know, a community, but if you get enough people on board, you can.
Yeah, I think we're getting there. I think this Skook Stock is going to be a test. I know that we're working hard at it. There's things that I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm learning as I go. And I call you all the time, like, here's where I am right now, and I don't know what to do in this situation. You're like, oh, here's what you do. Like I talked to my first agent ever because of this show. Like, it freaked me the fuck out. Like, I was terrified. But like, I'd call you up and I'm like, all right, I need some help. How do I go about this? Like,
well, the funny thing was, that was funny how it came, because I saw you first posted about Skook Stock, and it was August 24th, and I was like, oh, dude, that's the same day that Crowbots.
I thought it was over right then and there.
Yeah,
I was like, because every band, including myself, isn't going to want to play that day because we're all going to want to go to the Crowbot thing.
Right.
Like, it is where, and then Crowbot heard about us, and you were like saying, he's like, no, we want to be a part of that. And I was like, then now what the fuck do I do? Like, I don't know if we can afford that. Like, we're trying to do this on it's like a punk rock show.
Yeah, but I'll be honest.
Yeah,
you negotiated that deal like a champ, though. Because I was like, I thought at first I was like, if you want, I'll call Melanie, and I was like, you know what, you'd be better off because you know all the details of the show.
Yeah.
She's gonna have all these questions. And I'm like, she's tough. I'm gonna tell you, like, she's tough, but you're tougher.
Yeah,
and
she was a sweetheart. I thought we had a great conversation.
It's funny because you told me that. I was like, wait, did you sure you didn't talk to her assistant? No, but
no, she was awesome. I loved her.
It was funny when you called me back and told me the deal you worked out. I was like, dude, you are the man. So yeah, I was like, wow, you got a future.
Yeah,
business,
I hope so. It's terrifying, but it's crazy because I want to do that, but I really like what I'm doing here too.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm not trying to make anything off this. Like, I know people are like, oh, you should take this or that. I'm like, I don't want, like, this isn't for, like, sometimes I put myself in situations where something's bigger than who I am, and I'm really passionate about the music scene, and I was very fortunate to meet a lot of people in the music scene and to get them together and agree to do this show and then add on what we added on. And I think it's just a good way for people to say, like, oh, something, like, I would love it to be in Pottsville, but I feel like if we did it in Pottsville, it would be like, oh, Pottsville put on another event, and it would overshadow the fact that we put that work in.
Right.
Yeah.
Where if we went to Andreas and we're like, hey, we're still in School County, it's a little bit further away, and we had a blast, and it wasn't with, like, I don't know, I take a little more pride in that. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it's going to work out. And I think it's going to be a good time. Like, I'm excited for it.
There's a new venue opening up in Hazleton, so
Is there?
if you do something over there and it's big, you know, you might be able to throw some stuff in that place. I mean,
Where's it at?
It's right outside the Laurel Mall. Do you remember what it's called?
Was that Gallery of Sound used to be there, right?
Yeah,
Was
but
that the one?
In the strip mall there.
Yeah.
They're making that a live venue place.
Yeah.
Next to like a Chinese food place.
it was the old sports betting place at one point too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I just talked to the guy that owns it the other day, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's right out as you pull into the mall. It's right where Gallery of Sound, that sports betting place. He bought the sports betting place. He's been remodeling for a year now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so, I mean, the music scene in that area, I almost think, and I'm not trying to knock Pottsville, but I think the music scene in, like, Tamaqua and Hazleton, and even
Lehighton, they said it's awesome.
Lehighton, and even as far up as Berwick, the music scene it actually is really starting to do some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Pottsville's on the cusp, like, it's going there, but
there's nowhere to play really that can take you to the next level. Because I mean, I'm not here to bash, and I'm not, but there's one place that is a gold mine, but it has such a bad reputation that when people go in there, they're like, oh, cool, shows are happening here, and then people walk in and go like this and go, nothing's changed, I'm out,
right.
And they don't come back. And you can only put so many people in bars, and a lot of the bars, I love them to death, but like, you got to promote yourself. Like the band can promote all day long, but if the bar's not like, hey, we're doing this weekend, or we're gonna let the band show up for $50 or $100, and then they make their money off the door, and then the door money comes in, and like, well, we're gonna take a little bit to cover this too. Like it's just tough. It's tough to do.
It is. It's a tough business because anymore we're like, I mean, one band can't. It's like used to be people used to love to go out. So in the pop star days, we didn't have to promote. We're gonna have 500-600 people.
Yeah.
Nowadays, like if you get 100 people, you've done something. So it's like because people they don't necessarily want to go out. I don't know if it's people would rather be doing other things. I had a friend that owned like 20 strip clubs at one time. He sold every one of them. He said no one goes to them anymore. Like
it's a shame. I love strip clubs.
Yeah.
Never been.
But
I feel like there's so much visual stimulation now just in your house versus back when we were in the music scene. Like back in the day, like when I started in it, you could go out and like I'm sure you had TV, but it was
you could turn someone on the internet and watch any concert you want in the world.
Exactly. Like you can literally be anywhere, any place, anytime, right on your computer, your phone, doesn't matter. So I feel like that has a lot to do with it. I feel like people eventually get over it. I feel like we're seeing an upswing as far as the whole just going out to concerts and going out even local shows and stuff. We're seeing an upswing in that. So I feel like probably within the next 5 years or so, it'll definitely it'll get back to.
I think the big thing is nowadays, instead of like when we were growing up, it was like Friday hit and you just wanted to party all weekend and go back to work, forget about your day life. Now it's like the millennials, they save up for the entire month to go to Atlantic City for the weekend and drop $1,000. So that's kind of like their mentality is like.
I didn't even think of that. That's a really good point. Yeah,
and that's what I mean. If you think about it, like even if you watch Snapchat, Instagram, like all that stuff, you'll see most of your friends like one weekend a month. They're like.
You watch their entire concert recorded on. I hate that. People stop doing that. Like, here's what I do on Snapchat. I'm like, oh, cool. They're at the fucking I Prevail show, and then I hit the next, and it's the next one. I'm like, I didn't go to the show for a reason. Like, I'm not gonna watch it and listen to the shitty audio quality that sounds so terrible on your shitty phone. Yeah. Put your phone down and physically watch it and have a good time. Because this is what everyone does with that Snapchat. Click, 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 click. Boobs. Oh, it's stop. That's what my thing is. Like, I like to go to shows. I pull my phone out, especially I'm a local, and I'll take like a couple pictures for our podcast page. Like, hey, this is where we were over the weekend. You should come out next time or something like that, or I'll post it saying here's where I am now. Like hopefully people like, oh, I'll go and support if he's there, maybe we can go and I could talk or anything. But just put your phones down and enjoy what's happening.
Our phones are having way more experiences than we are these days.
Yeah. I like when artists are like, everyone put your fucking phones down, and like Dave Grohl like, look at me, motherfucker. I love David Grohl, but yeah. So is there anything else you guys want to plug or talk about before we get to the end here?
We are going to start putting some more original stuff out.
Yeah. Hopefully real soon.
Do you guys have like a YouTube page or anything?
Yeah. We it's I think
you're like the king of the websites. Like,
it's like
he's like, you want a website for that?
Yeah, we have a website for our YouTube channel and we have a website for our Instagram channel. We have I'm trying to think. I think most of our websites, like our Facebook, Instagram, I think is LUTM band.
Honestly, if you just search "Light Up the Moon,"
if you go on
we're
YouTube,
the first to come up. But
no one is going to use a dumb name like that.
Seriously,
how did the name come up?
It was a lyric in one of his originals.
Yeah, it was actually a song that I wrote a couple years before we started this, and there's just a lyric.
What was the full lyric?
When day turns to night, you light up the moon, and now I can see. So basically, just talking about like you're stuck right now in between, like the sun went down, the moon hasn't come up yet. You're stuck in between them, like it's dark, it's pitch black. But as soon as that sun comes out, boom, you're lighting up the moon, like. So basically just talking about just being in a real dark, deep place. You're like, you can't see anything. You're lost. Like
persevere in it.
Yeah. So and basically, eventually that that moon's gonna light back up for you. So yeah, I mean I wrote it years ago. So I was like, what do you guys think about Light Up the Moon? And I'm like, I think we like it. And we actually ended up using the song. Day Turns to Night as a song. It's on our EP.
Nice.
But
Is there a lyric from another song that you enjoy that always sticks in your head? I'm a big lyric guy, so this would be
I mean, I don't know. I think. Well, I wrote a song called "Burn," but I didn't have a chorus, and it was basically about how like a breakup where like they basically like you break up with somebody and you agree to be friends, but then they delete everything about you on like you go to their Facebook page. There's no pictures. Like all you have left is like it's basically like you have one picture left. It's like basically you're left like they're completely gone.
Like you erased so many months or years of their life.
And the only thing left was one picture, and I was trying to keep it somewhat tame, and I was like, Joe, I need a chorus, and he wrote this chorus is basically about, what's the chorus of the song?
But the chorus is just light a match, set a flame, throw the memory in. You're talking about the picture.
Throw in the picture, but you.
And I'll stand and watch you burn.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was.
Look at you, the lyricist over here. Get it.
So that's okay. I was like, well, I didn't want to be that dark, but let's go with it.
Yeah. The one that sticks in my head is a Maroon 5 lyric. It's sappy, but I like it. It's from the song Sunday Morning.
Yeah, I know the song, but
the lyric I like in that one is, back and forth we sway like branches in a storm. Change the weather, still together when it ends.
I do like that.
That's a great lyric.
Really good.
Yeah.
There is a lyric I heard recently that I really, really like, but I won't be able to think about what it was.
Yeah.
I remember thinking it was a really cool lyric.
And then Post has a really good one. He goes, how can I make sense when I got millions on my mind?
Yeah.
I like that lyric too. Like I just like positives. Like a good positive lyric. You read like Foo Fighters. Like if you're having a bad day and you're really listening to Foo Fighters, it's pretty much like everyone around you trying to bring you down, and you're gonna fight through it. You know what I mean? Like Foo Fighters write some anthems. You know what I mean? Like. But people just like, oh, it's like Monkey Wrench. Like if you listen to the words of Monkey Wrench or like Big Me or like some of those songs, it's just like, yo, things suck, but they're gonna get better if you put your mind to it. Like that's why I love the Foo Fighters. Like you have a bad day, put them on, and by the end of it, you're like, I'm gonna fucking do something. Like I'm gonna take over the world today. like
That's awesome.
Yeah. And any other lyric like pop like?
Honestly, my memory does not work like it used to. As far as thinking about things, so I don't have anything offhand.
One song I really like that I think is lyrically really good. It's simple, but the lyrics are really good. Is new Louis Capaldi, "Somebody to Love." Have you heard that one yet?
Somebody you used to love. Yeah.
Somebody.
Oh, wait, you're not talking about the one that Gautier, right?
No.
That's a good song
that's
too.
Old. That's old. This is brand new on the radio, climbing the charts right now. But it's like the one. See, I'm not gonna be able to remember the lyric, even though I listen to it all the time. The pressure of being on a podcast.
I got it. If I had it in my head, I'd be all right. But I have no idea.
Cheated on my baby. You didn't ask her. Cowboy hat from Gucci. Wrangler on my booty.
There you go, man.
Can't nobody tell me nothing. No, I'm sorry.
Doesn't get smarter than that.
I gotta Google it or something, man. It's driving me nuts already.
All right. Well, during your acoustic stuff, what are some stuff you cover?
It's a pretty wide variety. Actually, like a lot of the acoustic places are generally they're like a older than me crowd. So it's a lot of like I'll throw in some Beatles. We'll do like the Beatles, some Bon Jovi.
Did you see the new movie about the Beatles that just came out?
No,
I want to see it.
It looks so good.
Yeah, it does.
We're like I don't know the full premise, but just I think he wakes up one day and the Beatles never existed.
Right.
But he knows all the
he
lyrics.
Has all the songs, and
You read over them while
he
you
pretends
talk.
like
That's the lyrics.
He wrote them. Yeah.
Now the day bleeds and the night fall, and you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down, and you pulled the rug. I was getting used into being someone used to being someone you loved. That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm a big I like love songs and pop songs.
Yeah,
I'm a sap.
Sam Smith. I'm too good at goodbyes.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, I've been hurt so many times. Like if you fuck me over, I will dip. And I won't feel any remorse about it.
Yeah.
I like that. Like he's super talented.
Neat.
But yeah, what do you guys want to plug before we get out of here? Obviously, go check them out on social media. If they're in the area, follow them and go see a show.
LightUpTheMoon.band and
Spotify.
JosephAcor.com for his acoustic stuff. There's tons of videos of him on there.
Videos are where it's at, man.
We used to actually, the funny thing is, like, I would literally walk into his room in the hotel. I would, like, knock on his door, and, like, he would open the door, and then he would crawl back in bed, and, like, why are you here so early? And I'm like, get your guitar on. I'd pull it out, and he'd just sit up in bed and literally like play stuff, and he didn't know I was recording it because he was sleeping while I put all the cameras in there. So there's like videos of him like singing like "Collective Soul" or the Beatles or some sappy love songs. "Open Arms" by Journey. So
Ooh.
that, yeah.
I'm gonna steal one of those and put it as a promo for this video.
Sweet,
Yeah.
awesome.
But then remember we had the one. We hit our bass player under like the blankets, and he's playing. At the end of the song, he finishes, and all of a sudden you see the bass player pop up underneath the.
Like the Undertaker.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly how it went, but it was pretty.
When you spend a lot of nights in hotel rooms, you try to make it fun.
Yeah, you just entertain yourselves.
Yeah.
But definitely that video route's the way to go. People eat that up. Like Brent Reber, where he like plays himself doing the solo to like Van Halen.
Yeah.
It's like a 3-minute video, and people will just eat it up because they're like, oh, I know him, and he made a video. Like people still have that stigma where like even with this, they're like, yo, I seen you on like YouTube. I'm like, yeah, I mean. It's only a button push away. Anyone can do it, but
it's not the '90s anymore.
Yeah, but it's still like it draws people, especially if you're like, oh, I want to hear this person do their thing, like, and it's a good way to connect with people.
I think today in today's society, they want to see what's going on in other people.
Yeah,
they want to see that stuff. And people are like, it's funny. Like I always say, like back in whatever time, like if you heard a tree branch, you thought there was like something coming, a lion or something coming to eat you. Nowadays, everybody's fear is what other people think. If you can get over that, forget what other people think. Do you? And
I'll tell you what.
Put content out there, like you know what I mean. It takes a lot of guts for you to do what you do, and you do it great. And everybody, yeah.
No notes, by the way. I don't know if you've seen that. It's all off the
I mean, I do like. You know what? I was just thinking we did not bring a sticker, and I'm very upset about that because this table.
We'll get one.
There's got to be a place on this table.
I'll cover something up. So every time someone brings, like if I have another band or someone brings something to me, this is just like most of it is just the base coating of stickers, and then we override it with other stuff. Like there's some stickers that obviously won't get covered. Like I'm never going to cover Elvira because I love Elvira.
Sure. You definitely you can't. That one that says "I know Mike Danger personally." You can't cover that one up.
Yeah.
Can't cover that.
I want that sticker. Someone make that. Or just Mike Danger's face.
They're out of print. Actually, they went through 1 million of them. And they won't even print them anymore. They're out of control. Like I got Faith's Guy Driver, Faith in Exile. Oh yeah, Faith's Guy Driver.
Here's the Hot Sauce guy right here. Hopheads is a local business. Abomination Brewing Company. Like that one I had to tape down because I put it on the table at Brewfest and someone's like, cool, and then spilled their beer on the table and ruined it. This is the beer that won Brewfest this year. That's on. I have a lot of, but Liquid Noises their sticker got destroyed. Just from being where it is, but like we have cool stuff on here, like Trogs.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
I love Trogs.
The way we started it is when we first did this show. Everyone sat on this side of the table like it was a late night show for some stupid reason, and then the camera was where the fridge was, and then we stared at the camera and talked. And I was like, we did it for like 4 or 5 episodes. I was like, I hate this, and they're like, why? And I was like, because if you talk, I want to make eye contact, so I'm looking like this down at you the whole time. And I was like, the camera isn't a part of the show. It's just there to record. Like, this is a podcast at the end of the day. Like, people like the visual stimuli to it. So I just put it off to the side, and then we sit where we all make eye contact, and I think it's a more personal experience.
Definitely, for sure.
But the way we started is where everyone sat, they put the stickers they liked in their spots. So, like, this was my spot. Cool. So I have, like, Aerosmith, The Breakfast Club, Pulp Fiction. Like, this was, like, all my area. Look Alive Eyes are here.
Yeah, they're actually Look Alive eyes are on the gas pump at Sheetz.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I've looked at these eyes every day we do a podcast, and I didn't realize it until they have a huge banner of their logo, and it says Look Alive in the eyelashes.
Oh.
Look at that.
So that's done by a local artist named Haley Stokes. So if you're looking for a cool logo for your band, hit her up. She's an amazing artist. She's fucking awesome.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I just interviewed her as well. So if there's anyone in the area that wants their sticker on the table, hit me up. And if it's really small, I can even sneak it on the laptop. But yeah, next time I see you, have a sticker ready for me. I'll put it on there.
I will, for sure. We got to come back. We got to come back for the beer.
Beers.
Yeah, well, I don't like beer, but yeah.
We could sneak like a mix one for you, a little mixed drink. We'll have like a chaser because when we do the beers, like we'll take one of these cans and split it between 4 people. Sure. So you're literally only doing like a sample.
Sure.
But I mean, you did a full beer by yourself. That was good.
I'm proud of me. That was
a good job.
Are you proud of me?
I'm surprised he drank after Saturday night. So on the way home, like I said, he woke up and he's like,
Saturday? No, it was Friday.
He's like, I'll drive the rest of the way. We were still like 2 hours from home, and I couldn't stay awake anymore. So he starts driving, and we get back to where our cars are parked, and I look up and I go, hey, we're home. And he looked back at me. He's like, I don't remember the second set. I should not have driven us home.
He's like, I really don't think I should have driven. I actually honestly think I got slipped something.
Yeah.
Because I
use that excuse too when I drink too
honestly,
much.
I didn't. I had 3 drinks.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You did 3 with me.
You're lying.
We did a shot of. He's a big fan of root beer. If you ever do a shot of Jaeger and chase it with root beer, it's absolutely the most amazing thing you'll ever have in your life.
There are 2 things I hate: Jaeger and root beer.
Oh.
They'll cancel out each other and you'll love it.
Oh, you'll love it. Okay, so I drank a lot more on the island.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
of course.
But no, so I remember talking with some guy that was out there. Not going to mention his name, but some guy that came up and
Joey.
All right. Joey, he came up and sang with us and stuff, and he had like drinks, and he's like, "Hey, I bought this for somebody. They don't want it. Blah blah blah. You want to drink it?" So it's Jameson. I'm like, "Whatever. Here, why not?" So I downed.
I was trying to roofie this chick, and now do you want it?
Right,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Here, I got this beer." He's like,
probably
"You
what
want to try some of this beer? It's just one I just got." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "I'll give it a try." Right? And he's like, "It's beer. I don't like it." Blah blah blah. So I put it down. Gone. Don't remember anything past that. Like I'll get snippets. Like I remember paying the bill, and I remember maybe 2 things about going to get the van. I didn't drive it. Brooke drove it, but I remember 2 things about going to get the van. Other than that, the rest of the night's gone.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm driving at that point. He's in the back, and I'm like, I still don't feel right. I'm like, did we do a second set? What did we do? How did all this stuff get in the van? How? I have no idea.
No, I know how the stuff. Well, so me and Dave loaded out while him and Brooke went and got the van. And we had everything loaded out onto the street, and there's like literally, it's in downtown Arlington, Virginia. So there's cops everywhere. I'm talking to the one cop, and they went to get the van, and like after like a half hour,
Chill, baby, got chill.
I'm like, I go to Dave. I was like, "Where's Joe and Brooke?" Well, they went to get the van. I said, "Yeah, 20 minutes ago. The van's a 2-minute walk, right?" So I walk up to the corner and try to look down where the parking garage is, and they're talking to a group of people, and I'm yelling at them, and they're not even paying attention. So I was like, gonna go walk down to them. Instead, I called them on the phone, and the lady who
And you watch them do this?
yeah. Well, yeah. No, I would have killed him. No, he actually answered, and he's yelling and being obnoxious and stuff. Like just having like he's a one-man party at this point on the corner with hundreds of people, and the lady from the club that runs the club, she's like yelling in my phone because I had him on speaker. She's like, "Joe, look behind us. There's a group of cops. Joe, look behind us." And Joe's like, "I'll be down there in a minute with the van." And she's like, "Joe, do not drive the van." And he didn't.
I didn't. I gave the keys away.
Yeah.
I was good, but
For the one show for the boys, we were playing they played at the wheel, and Steve's like, "Go get the van. It's at the Greystone." And I just remember I walked out of the wheel, and I was like, "Oh, there's no way I'm driving this van. There's no way. It's St. Patty's Day in Pottsville. There's too many cops, and I'm hammered. There's no way I'm doing this." And I'm walking to the van, and in my head I'm like, do I just how do I not do this? But explain to them that I can't because they can't either. And I was like, oh man. And then all of a sudden, Phil from Torment Ridden pulls up, and he goes, "What's up, sexy?" And I went, "Do you want to drive a van?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "You would be a huge help." And he parked his car next to the van, got in, we loaded it, went to Woody's, and then he just walked home. He walked back to his car.
That's awesome.
We were at Woody's. I'm like, I gotta sober the fuck up because I gotta get them home. But that's because usually when I'm out with somebody, I stay sober to make sure everyone's okay.
Right.
But that one day that was a good day. That was bad. And I think that day people were popping gummy bears in people's mouths. And I ate one, and I was like, I wasn't just drunk.
Just mixing it.
And I was terrified a little bit. Yeah. I don't know what was in it. I was hoping it was just CBD, but who knows?
Maybe not.
Yeah, it was really scary. Yeah. I don't do that anymore. Like, you want candy? No, I'm good. Get the fuck out of here with that shit trying to get me. But yeah, I definitely know those nights where you just forget halfway through.
He's the kind of guy that gets drunk but then sobers up in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Me, it takes me 2 days.
Really?
2 days.
I'll usually go somewhere and have like 2 beers and then just stop. I couldn't do that. But I would love to get hammered, but I just I'm going to not do that because I don't want to hurt myself or somebody else.
You got to come out to Put-in Bay. You got to do a podcast out there.
Yeah.
Once I get better equipped, here's a problem. Like, I love what I have, but for me to be like, hey, like people offer me all the time. Like when I was at Strikers, I was terrified. I'm like, if I do Strikers, can we do it when it's not open? And they're like, why? I'm like, because the second you open and people start playing the jukebox and start playing the TV and people start talking, these microphones are like sponges. They literally they try to suck up the whole room. And if I'm in a room that's like I did an HMAC in Harrisburg, it's huge, and it just I can't hear myself on the headphones because the microphones pick up everything. So I'm just at the point where I'm just trying to get equipment or a sponsor or just raise money myself to get better equipment. Once I do, I'll go anywhere people want me to. Like I mean, I still do it now, but like someone's like, I can come to you, and they're like, well, I'm here. And I'll be like, well, show me your setup, because if it's a certain thing, I can't. If there's a lot of background noise, which it limits me, which sucks, because I had a lot of opportunities to do cool stuff, but it just, like Randy wanted me to come out and do something somewhere, and I was like, I can't. And he's like, why? I'm like,
Ted Roof probably in Detroit.
Yeah. And I was like, I can't. And he's like, why? I'm like, I don't have, like, my shit's not good. Like, it's good to get me by in my studio kitchen, but it just, I'm just trying to climb that money tree right now I'm working on it. I'm almost at the point where I can get my new microphones, and then from there I get the new camera, and then the portable studio, and then I can upload everything to the computer, and all my computer is just for editing.
Start a Kickstarter. Enough people around here know who you are, and
I just kind of throw it out there like, hey, here's a PayPal link. If you click it, you can do whatever you want. Like I was gonna do a Patreon, but Patreon's more of like a subscription.
You could do. I think you could do one time.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why I did the PayPal, because I didn't like for me to be like, hey, donate $5 every month out of your paycheck for me. It just I don't. That's the only part of this process where I get really weirded out. Like even when I was helping with bands, they're like, hey, if you drive us or help us carry our stuff in, we'll give you this amount of money. And I was like, I'm driving you because I want to make sure you're my friends, and I want to make sure, like, you don't have to pay me to be your friend. Right. And if I'm hanging out, I'm gonna obviously do something. So I always get weird with the whole money aspect. Like, I hear that. Like I can probably make it, but I feel weird doing it. I don't know. Is that weird? Like,
no, it's not.
But if I go to work, like, you better fucking have my paycheck. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
I feel like it's one of those things. Like if you do that, like I say, I mean, you always see, like, whether it be Kickstarter or whatever, they do. Like, if they want to donate, if they feel like it's a good cause, they want to donate it, okay, then you're going to get a shirt, you're going to get mugs, you're going to get whatever.
That's the thing I'm working on next. I'm trying to do a website where the company makes the merchandise for you, and you just upload your image to the website, and then it's just like, hey, here's a shirt, and then someone can go on and pay for it, and they cut you a check of what, after the shipping and printing cost.
Sure.
Yeah. But the other problem is my logos aren't the greatest.
What is that? Well, there's a website.
Shirt T or shirt. It's not like a shirt, like a T.
Yeah, but there's another one that is like a major site. You can sell more than just merch on.
Yeah, this one's shirts, mugs, banners, posters. You can literally do anything. But the problem is I'm not good when it comes to like resolutions and how to edit photos. So my logo, when I upload it, it looks great on Facebook. But when I put it on this site and then stretch it, it's a black logo with so it's like a black box, and you've won it on a white shirt. It doesn't like it's not. I don't know how to do it.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. If you have a big image of it.
I don't. It's just like a profile picture. So when I put it on a shirt and try to stretch it, they're like, "Oh, this resolution sucks. We're not going to put it on a shirt.
Well,
you need to update."
Who originally did the logo?
My buddy Nikolai, the guy who was part of the show, but he just got so busy with his stuff because he's the same thing as he's like he wants to do acting, he wants to do producing, he helped me get started, but then he kind of does like so. I'm still learning how to do it, but it just I don't know what I'm doing yet.
I mean, send me a logo. I got to have somebody do it, the same exact logo, but in higher res. That's what the problem is.
Yeah, I need a higher res.
If it's higher res, then you can shrink it down to anything you want.
Yeah, that's what I need.
And if you got to make it square, then you could square it off and make the logo.
You know how when you get an image from the internet and it looks like a checkered box in the background, and it like so when you upload it, it can just go to any background and the checkered box goes away. Like I need something like that. I just don't know how to make it.
Send me a logo. I'll have somebody just replicate it exactly like
that'd be awesome.
But in a bigger.
Yeah, that'd maybe a huge help, and then I could start making maybe merch money. But yeah. So I appreciate you guys coming in. Definitely, anytime you want, come back. Let me know. We'll set something up.
Yeah, we'll be here tomorrow. What time?
Tomorrow. Not going on tomorrow. We can do it tomorrow. don't throw me with a good time.
I mean, if you have this, I'll be here.
I have no more of that, but I may be able to get it in Monty City.
Actually, it's pretty good.
Yeah, Monty City, the cake stand. If you want to get some beers, that's where I got these two, and this one my brother brought back from California. I just didn't drink it until today.
Have you been over to? Do you know Matt Brandt? He has a beer distributorship in Pine Grove. He's got tons.
I was in Pine Grove for the first time like 2 weeks ago. I just never been there.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Like they have their own bowling. I didn't know Pine Grove had as much stuff as they did.
I used to play that bowling. Monster Party.
Really?
Monster Party used to play that bowling alley.
One of these weekends, when you guys are playing somewhere, I want to come out.
You should.
Yeah.
I'm actually so I got Terry Miller. I got him on the island I was telling you
Oh
about.
my god.
And he's actually going with us to do a bunch of shows out there while we're out there.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of this month. So, man, that dude's so talented.
Yeah. This is coming. This is saying a lot because obviously Brandon's from our area, but I love Brandon to death, and I think he is one of the best voices in our area.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But Terry has one of the most powerful voices I've ever heard in my life. His voice is incredible.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even. The scary thing is, he's not even trying.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't know he's good.
Yeah.
That's the problem. He doesn't think he is.
Yeah.
It's like,
And you can tell him all day long, he won't
Yeah.
listen.
We took him, like I was talking about Media 5 that does a lot of our booking now. Like, we took him down to do a showcase with us for all the agents, and he's like, then, what do I wear? What do I do? I said, like, just go.
Just be you.
Do Terry. They fell all over him. They want an exclusive contract. They guarantee him.
Yeah,
this
fuck
work.
yeah.
Yeah.
He used to drive me crazy when he was with the boys, and I'm like, Terry, like halfway through a set, he starts looking around, and if the crowd's not into it right away, then he gets nervous, and then he starts doing like his voices.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, they're hilarious, but like when you sing 14 songs as Gilbert Godfrey, it's like, come on, go back to your voice. You're super good at what you do. Like, I love you to death, man. Just fucking sing because you're amazing at it. There's no one can do what you do. Nobody.
Yeah.
Like, no one can be Terry James. Nobody.
No
He's his own thing. Like,
Yeah.
he's like
Very
fucking
unique.
awesome.
He's one of those guys, like, takes a song, it sounds like the song, but there's something so different about it and unique.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I would.
He's the real deal. I keep telling, like,
Anxiety's a bitch, though.
yeah, it is. But, I mean, everybody on the island loves him. Like they had a guy out there they already hired to do, like, a lot of shows over the summer. He gets drunk, quits early. So we were out there last time. They were complaining about him, and I was like, "Yeah, he's got."
I could bring you a piano guy would blow this guy out of the water.
I took him out. He went earlier in the year, and they didn't have any more openings the rest of the year. They only had a weekend. I was like, or a week there, and I'm like, bring Terry out. And then when I was out there this past time, the guy owner comes up to me. He's like, "Well, you guys were out here in August, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I think we're gonna fire that guy. Can you bring Terry to come out and do a bunch of shows?" I was like, "Yeah, he loved that." I texted him, and he's like, "Oh my god!" You know?
Yeah, I love him.
Like
with
at the
that.
island is crazy. That's like it's like the Key West of the North.
Do you have Snapchat?
Yep.
Do you follow Terry on Snapchat?
Yeah.
Please do, because
yeah.
if you don't do it, like Snapchat was made for Terry.
Yeah.
Because he'll put that filter on his face, and he could do a voice of anything, and he'll just be like, "God damn it!" Like do like a Terry way. Like every time I see a Snapchat and it's Terry, I'm like, I'm looking forward to this because I know it's gonna be fucking funny.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He's just so entertaining. That dude's good at what he does. All right, the dog has to go out. I know you farted. I smell it. You scumbag.
Oh no, it's that time.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, we'll have you back
great.
on.
Thank you for having us.
And just send me all the links, and we'll put them, send them
All
in
right.
chat. I'll put everything in the description. It's awesome. Finally,
Yeah.
sitting down and talking to you.
Yeah,
Meet you.
you as well, my friend.
Thank you guys so much. Like I said, everything in the description below. And thank you guys so much. This is Interviews with Everyday People. See you next time.